What do you want from me? A stream? Nonsense. Nonsense. New mic? Oh no, this isn't a new. Oh goodness, hold on.
Oui.
Sorry, it's not a new mic. I was trying to record singing the other day, so I had messed with some of the dials and knobs on it. This should be better now. I turned it back. I totally forgot I did that. That's why I'm always scared to do that, because the problem is that, like, if I record in with the stream settings, then the audio is like insanely quiet. And then if I turn it up, okay, is it kind of low? Okay, I might have overshot it. Hold on. Okay, is that better? That should be better. Yeah. Singing louder, so yeah. Yeah, well, no, it's because, like, I was trying to sing quietly. That was my thing. I'm trying to get the hang of, like, the thing where your mouth is up really close to the mic so you can make different kinds of sounds. With it also sounds kind of boxed in. Check your pattern. Let me see. Maybe my mic is No, it's using the correct one. Like, I didn't change any... Are we getting webcam mic? Not to my knowledge. I'm checking. Properties, focus right, USB audio. Yep, that's the correct one. Filters, properties. Cause, like, I turned the dial back. I didn't mess with any of the filters. You guys want reverb? Yeah, I didn't change any of the properties. The only thing I changed was I turned the little knob up. Is it a condenser? Yeah, it's a condenser mic. This is the same mic. Literally nothing about my setup has changed. I guess I can try turning this down a bit. I had just turned up the gain. Phantom power? Yeah, it's power. My mic runs on ghosts. Yeah, the only thing I changed was I was recording, so yeah, 48V, yes it is. It's the same one, literally nothing, it's lit, yes, literally nothing has changed. Nothing, I mean, do you want me to unplug the mic and plug it back in? I can see if that does anything. Okay, it's back. Do I sound normal now? Again, the only thing that changed was I moved the dial. I moved the dial around a little bit. I can move it back down. I moved the dial because I was recording and I needed to be recording. Yeah, mine bugs out occasionally. I have to unplug the interface and plug it to reset. On mobile, you sound fine. Okay. I will take your word for it. Because I will drive myself insane. Keep in mind, I can't actually hear myself. I don't have audio monitoring turned on because there's a slight delay with my headphones. So if I have audio monitoring turned on, I will quickly go insane. So, give me a moment though. I need to turn on music. And also Zhang. Where's Zhang? There we go. Oh, I forgot to turn on VTube Studio. I knew there was something I was missing. Okay, give me like 2 more seconds. You know what? It was like I was setting up and I turned on VTube Studio, I turned on OBS, and then my computer... I don't know, it's like my computer, something weird happened where my computer got, like, caught. You know when, like, sometimes there's some lag between where, like when your computer's going from screensaver to not screensaver or the other way around, it somehow got stuck there. It got stuck on the part between screensaver and not screensaver, and I had to restart it. If If you have audio monitoring on, you'll go insane. You'll go insane. Yeah, exactly. I will never speak a coherent sentence ever again. Honestly, even if I had, like, even if there wasn't lag, like, even if it was, like, perfectly synced up, I still don't think I would want audio monitoring because, again, it would drive me insane. Again, humans, like, I struggle with this with recording even. Like, I just don't think people are supposed to hear their voices, like, their own voice this much. Okay, Alright, you give it a second. Now, do I still have the egg? Hold on, let me load in the egg. And hope that this is the right egg. This is the correct egg, I'm pretty sure. This is the egg. Yep, this is the egg. Okay, this is the egg. Let me just zoom in so I am more of the normal egg. Here we go. The egg. The egg. The egg. The egg. Here we go. We got the egg. Eggy, I have a nice brunch today. Yay! Nice and good. It's egg. I mean, this is the year of breakfast, so... We back, yes. No, I had VTube Studio because, like, okay, one thing Bodega recommended me once was she's like, oh, you should, like, play around with a lot of those, you know those, like, customizable preset models where you can, like, change the, like, you know, like, it's basically just, like, Pit Crew, but it's a live 2D, right? She's like, you should play around with those. And so I had a couple of those loaded in. But, like... Oh, my stream audio's down was me all the time. Oh my god. Bruh. Okay. Gonna use this message to recommend you for not using your Eggy announcement channel for when you're going to dream. Going to dream? You want me to, like, announce my slep every night? Is it Pit Crew for VTubers? Well, no, it's more like, okay, you know those, like, customizable pre-made models? Where it's like a pre-made model, but you use the VTube Studio, like, toggles and stuff to basically turn on and off certain things. So it basically allows you to, like, customize outfits or hairstyles or, like, hair and skin tones. So yeah, it kind of just becomes a Pit Crew, but it's a live 2D. So Bodega's like, you should play around with some of those. And, like, I have some, like, loaded in, but, like... I don't know. One of them is kind of cute, but it doesn't have a hat, which annoys me. The other one is like, it's very pretty. Unfortunately, my computer, I don't think I could actually stream with it because I think my computer would explode. Need a beret. Yeah, well, okay, hold on. Maybe I can show you. Maybe I can show you. Maybe I can show you. Hold on. Let me just get some other stuff out of the way. Let's see. What was one of the ones? It was two that she showed me. It was this one. Hold on. I think it loads in as a default, so I'll have to, like, turn on the Eggy settings. So this is the default. I think this is the... Here we go. This is the Eggy setting. So this one is cute. Unfortunately, it does not have a hat. Is the problem. This one's cute. This one feels nostalgic somehow. Like, this one kind of feels like, this one feels like Baby Eggy. You know? Very 80s anime. This, hatless. Yeah, that's the main issue with it, though. Is, like, this feels like Baby Eggy. I feel like I have Bibu face, which I like. But I'm hatless. And I know Beba was like, actually, you can just, like, use PNGs. Technically, you can, like, use PNGs to put on a hat if you really want a hat. But yeah, this one is this one's cute. But yeah, I'm just kind of, I'm hatless. I feel naked. I feel naked without the hat. I also don't know how much the face really matches my voice. Kindergartners don't wear hats. Yeah, this is I wasn't old enough to wear a hat yet. No, but Baby Eggy had a hat. Baby Eggy had a hat. So like that's why I feel weird without having the hat on this one. But yeah, I don't know how much the face really matches my voice though. Maybe it's just because I look at the face and I think Bibu, so like anything other than Bibu voice sounds out of place to me. But I'm like, yeah. The skirt doesn't even go down to the knees. I think the skirt length was customizable. This might be the longest it goes. You one of those red backpacks? Oh, the Dandoseru. Yeah. The elementary schooler backpacks. No, this is okay. So this is one of them. And then what's the other one? So the second one, the stream might lag. There's a non-zero chance that the stream will lag if I try to pull this one up. Even every time I pull it up, I feel the program going, ugh. Like, it takes a really long time to... Okay, so this one... Oh, okay, this one loaded in with all the presets. So this is another one that she showed me, but it's, like, kind of... First of all, it's a bit more than my computer can handle. You might notice that, like, the animation is kind of laggy. Also, too, the options for this one didn't feel as eggy. So at some point, I'm just like, you know what? I give up on trying to actually make this look like eggy. And I just kind of want to, like, make it look like a nice-looking character. So this is what I ended up on. But yeah, no, my computer is not really equipped to handle something like this. Like, I feel like, I don't know what kind of tracking it has. Like, it might have, like, because a lot of these, I think, that are made now, a lot of people have made ones with, like, V-Bridger compatibility and stuff. But, like, I'm doing, like, default webcam tracking. I don't even have the eyes tracked separately. So I'm like, I don't know if my computer can, I don't think it's ready for this. And this is another one where I'm like, this looks very pretty. I'm not sure how much it matches my voice. Hi, Kengi. Hold on, let me switch back to being normal Eggy. Let me switch back to being normal Eggy. Let's go back to real egg. If I can find it. Did you know I have like 5 different models in VTube Studio that all have the same, like, you know how like in VTube Studio they have like kind of like profile picture type thing and then the name? So I have like 5 identical Eggies in VTube Studio, and I don't know if it's the right one until I load it in. Because like, for whatever reason, I can't change the name or the picture on any of them. And every time I've gotten an update to the model, or I've made any kind of like changes to the model, it puts it in as another Eggy. So now there's like 5 Eggies. Okay, is this the right one? Yes, this is the correct Eggy. Okay. Hi, Kengi. Hi, Kengi. Hi, Kengi. Hello. Hi, Eggy. Hi, Kengi. Hi, Kengi Raiders. I was at your stream earlier, so I will not tell anybody what you were doing. Welcome back, old Eggy. Welcome back, normal Eggy. Yokeless Eggy. Naming files after the letter slot, but model files. Yeah, well, the thing is, it's just like, I tried to change the name once because I was told you could do that. Like, I was like, but no, it turns out that, like, I cannot. If I try to change the name of the files, or even the name of the model, it, like, I can't even change it to, like, Eggy2 or something. Like, I have to, it breaks everything. Like, VTube Studio doesn't load the model. It's very weird. Yeah, you have egg eyes, just like Rat's exclamation mark eyes. Yeah, that's the other thing with, like, a lot of the custom models, is that, like, oh, thank you for doing the shout out to Kengi. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. But yes, hello, Kengi. I was at your stream earlier. I hope you had a good stream. The model with a flower on it looks really fitting, actually. I don't know. I feel like you like it. You specifically like it. It's kind of giving Nier Automata. There's a oh wait, no. This Yoko Taro has made a game, at least one game with a girl with a flower on her eye. What was it? Was it Drakengard? Actually, it's Drakengard. Okay, sorry. I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I will go home and I will sit with my shame for not knowing the difference between Nier and Drakengard. Zero from Drakengard 3. That's who I'm thinking of. I could have sworn there was like a second character. I don't know why. I keep like associating like character with flower over their eye as like exclusively a Nier thing, even though it's actually Drakengard. I was thinking closer to Rosen Maiden. Oh yeah, well isn't that like, I think that's an eye patch, right? That's an eye patch. But yeah, no, none of the pre-made ones that I've seen so far let me have eggs in my eyes. So they're all useless. They're all useless. What's the point? Cause yeah, like I can get the hat, I can get a seifuku, like I can get a sailor outfit, I can get blonde hair with like most models, right? But I can't have eggs in my eyes. They don't let me do that. Cause yeah, no, cause I remember, yeah, I was talking to Beba and she was like, yeah, you should play around with those. You should play around with those. Because I know she did that a lot before she got like her Live 2D, like the one that she uses now. She was playing around a lot with like various pre-made ones. And they are fun. They're just, I don't know. I feel like if I actually streamed with one, everyone would be like, who is this? Who is this? Also, like I said, my computer like is like going under the weight of some of them. There was one I wanted to try though. Let me find it. I think I have it bookmarked on Twitter because I was showing it to Beba the other day. It's the art style is very eggy core. I don't know if like the options in terms of like, you know, hairstyles and clothes and such would be perfectly matching to the egg, but where is it? Did I not bookmark it on this account? Did I bookmark it on the second? No, there's no way. There's no way. Did I really do that to myself? Hold on. Because I remember bookmarking it because I'm like, I need to show this to Beba. And then I showed it to Beba, so I know I must have found it. I must have found it somehow. Oh, it's not bookmarked here either. I guess, okay, I can jump into DMs. I'm sure it's there. Here's Beba. Here it is. The first one you showed. This one. I want to try this one. This one looks really pretty. This one's very, very Rosa Versailles looking, kind of eggy core. This one I want to try. This one looks very pretty. Again, outfits wise, I don't know if it would give me exactly what I'm looking for, but like eggy wise, you gotta agree. This is pretty eggy. Gotta hop off for now. Maybe I can jog later. It's okay. I'm gonna yap for a little longer, I think, before we start jogging. So you're good. You're all good. I don't know how long I'll jog for tonight because I am an egg with a job now. For about 6 weeks, but I am an egg with a job. So I will be probably not going super, super late. But yeah. Egg Floyd, exactly. I'm Egg Floyd now. How was your first day? Pretty good. They're still working on getting me a computer. So today was mostly just like various filing and shredding of papers, because they were like, okay, we need to find things for you to do that don't involve a computer. Yeah, some onboarding, but yeah, mostly just filing and shredding, because I think there's probably more onboarding stuff that they can't really do until I have a computer. I have a desk. It's a very temporary desk, which is fine because I'm a very temporary employee. But I will soon have a computer, hopefully, presumably. Probably by the end of the week. Well, actually, it probably has to be by the end of the week. I feel like if I go an entire week without having a computer to work on, they're probably gonna have bigger problems than that. But yeah, may I ask what you were doing? You can. I'm not gonna give an answer. The answer is that it's a little too specific. It is an office job. It's related to a different job that I've had before. Yeah, that's about all I can say. I think if it's everything else would be a little too specific. Yeah, Yeah, shredding sounds fun. Let the rage flow while the paper shreds. Yeah, I think it's interesting because this office had like an actual shredder. Because like, okay, I think the job I was working at, not last year, 2024 job, the previous office job, we didn't do shredding on site. Like, we didn't have a paper shredder. We had our documents shredded by like some third-party company. So basically, we didn't have a shredder. We just had a big box of stuff that would basically, it was like a secure cabinet with a slit on the top. So you would like drop whatever you wanted shredded in there. And then I guess once every so often, there would be like a truck that comes up to pick up the shredding, and they would go shred it on their premises, I guess. So yeah, that was it was fun to use like an actual shredder though. The only thing is that, like, the room where the shredding happens gets really dusty. Because you gotta, like... Because you know how, like, you have to empty out the box of shredded paper every so often, right? And the thing is when stuff gets shredded, it goes into tiny pieces. So it's, like, it's very... I come out of that, like, room feeling very dusty. But yeah. Right, the log cabinet, they come and take it. I've been in an office with those. Yeah. I found it weird at first, but then I just got used to it. I'm like, okay, it's less noise, I guess. Yeah, shredding companies seem so sketchy, so funny. Yeah, give us your sensitive documents. I know, right? Like, I feel like, oh god, to work at one of those companies, you probably have to have, like, some kind of, like, insane clearance. They probably have to, like, monitor their employees super close, because you're totally right. Like, this feels like it's something that's, like, very easy to cause problems with. Like, I feel like they would be so easy to have a data leak due to shredding. Yeah. Even data destroying companies? Wait, so is there companies that do that for like shredding, but for like electronic data? Or like, do they just delete stuff? Or do they like, you know, hammer to the hard drive kind of thing? Yeah. I was thinking the company itself would be the leaker. That would be profitable. Yeah. Like, I imagine there's probably... I mean, somebody's probably tried it. I don't know, though. Maybe it depends, because, like, I'm trying to think of, like, the kind of documents that we would shred, at work. And, like, I guess they would have some kind of confidential information on them. But, like... Usually it tended to be confidential information that wasn't really relevant anymore. Like, we had to shred them anyway because I had, like, addresses and names and stuff. But, like, you know, it was usually we're shredding them because we don't need them anymore, right? So, yeah. I wonder, you can get audited by the government if you're doing services for them, but what certification process is in place for companies doing shredding for other normal companies? Yeah. Well, I imagine maybe there's, like, different levels of security clearance for that kind of thing, right? Because it's not like... I feel like it's not like every company needs, like, an equal level of privacy, presumably, right? Because, like... A lot of the... what am I trying to say? Yeah, like, I feel like a lot of the stuff that we need shredded sometimes is not always, like, top secret information. Yeah, howdy, Marie. Hello, Sheriff Pumpkin on YouTube. Hello. Oh, yeah, I should probably say good evening to everybody else. I've been yapping for, like, half an hour and didn't even do that. Good evening to Punk Asian. And to Jake. And to... Oh my god, it's been too long, I can't even scroll all the way back up. And to Yatagarasu. And to Boothberry. And to Mixpage. And to Panis. And to Mix... No. And to... Nanora. And to, Azure, who already got up and left. And to Uphill. And to... Faye. And to Baxter Cook. And to... Oh yeah, and then Kengi rated. So we got Kengi and Oboro Asano. And Yusha... And I think that's everybody who came in from Kenki Wraith who said hi. Oh, and X-Ponric. And Markler. There we go. For highly sensitive workplaces, they will wipe the hard drives, bash with a hammer, and then throw them in a furnace. It's like, this cannot be fixed under any circumstances. Yeah, one day employment already forgetting how to stream. Man, that happens when you have a job. When you have to go to the office. I don't know, I guess I'm a little sleepy. I didn't sleep that well last night. Hopefully I'll sleep better tonight. Because I will have to get up. I mean, I don't know. I got up at 6:15 today. And it was pretty okay. It was actually pretty okay. Like, I remember, like, waking up at 5:30 every day. Like, 5:30. That was unsustainable. That was not sustainable. 6:15 feels sustainable. And even then, actually, like, I've gotten, like, today I got there, like, pretty early. Like, I got there pretty early, so I was like, I could probably have left myself a little bit more time. So, like, I feel like maybe if I sleep in for, like, another 15 minutes and get up at, like, 6:30, probably would not put me in a bad situation. Like, realistically speaking. First day's always the worst. I don't know, yeah, today, again, on Friday, I got up early to test the commute. Because I just wanted to make sure, my concern wasn't so much, like, figuring out, like, the buses and trains to get there. It was more just making sure that, like, I don't get lost between, like, the station and the office was the main concern. But, yeah, yeah, if I leave at 7:30, it gives me plenty of time. Yeah, if you sleep late again, I hear there's an aurora borealis showing tonight in this country, localized entirely in the sky. Yes, you may see it. Everyone can't stop referencing that. I feel like every time there's an aurora borealis, I've seen like some kind of like news headline that's like, aurora borealis at this time of year in this part of the country. Yeah. I don't know, it's pretty cloudy tonight though. So I'm not sure how visible the aurora borealis was going to be. Because like I feel like every time there's supposed to be something interesting happening in the sky, it's super cloudy that day. The only interesting sky thing that I've been around to sort of experience was the eclipse. Like in 2024, because I remember I was at work. And we weren't in like the total eclipse. Like, we were just in, like, a partial eclipse. But, like, we were close enough to the eclipse to, like, see the effects of it, I guess. I just also remember because, I was in the office, and then it got kind of dark, and then, like, I went outside to be like, wow, it sure is wild how dark it is in the middle of the day. And then I realized I forgot my key card and had to wait for somebody else to go back inside to get back into the building. Yeah. It's a deep cool today, -10, so it's clear skies. Ah, yeah. Simpsons Steam Ham is always a classic, never gets old, because it's specific enough. Yeah, yeah. Hello, Eggy. Hello, Wise. Hello. Yes, sure is Dark Souls out. Sure is Dark Souls in the sky. I saw an eclipse a few years ago, no glasses, but I was outside, and it was really cool what it did to shadows. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just remember it was like, again, it was like the middle of the day. It wasn't completely dark, but like it was definitely dark enough to notice a difference. Because like we were not quite in like the like total eclipse zone, but we were like just kind of on the edge of it. I also remember that day there was like zero traffic. I don't know if a lot of people like took the day off either to go look at the eclipse or because of other eclipse related issues. But like I remember that like It took me like no time to get home that day because the roads were just empty. I don't know why. Like I know some people said that like schools might have been off that day, but yeah. I lived near the total eclipse zone, so it was like night. Whoa. You got like actual full eclipse. I'm sure that will happen to me. I'm sure I'll see one within my lifetime. I still have presumably have enough life left to go that it will happen again. Near me. Yeah, eclipse is also a safety issue because like, you can ruin your eyes. Schools having the day off makes sense. Isn't there another thing with like solar... Like sun something. I remember hearing that like it can cause power outages, but maybe that was just people making stuff up. Can eclipses cause power outages? Or did I just read that from an unreliable source and just ran with it? It's cool because I was working at home and my meow meows were like, what the hell's going on? The cats do not understand the rotation of planets around the sun. No, maybe a solar storm. Okay, solar flare, yeah, I don't know about eclipse. Oh, okay then. Actually, what does a solar flare even look like? Like, I feel like I've heard the word solar flare, but like if you asked me to describe what a solar flare actually looks like, I'd be like, sun, but more? It's the only thing I could think of, maybe. Because, like, I know those can take out the power. But, like, sun but more. What if the sun was, like, super sunny? Gigantic plasma arcing off the sun's surface. Sun does thing, makes signals bad. I always picture those rings that erupt on the surface. Oh, okay, I see. It's like kind of like a crater forming, except that it's not really a crater because the sun is made of gas. I'm assuming it's like that. I've always wondered if cats and dogs conceptualize general time change. Like, physically, they change coast. So I'm curious if they can be like, okay, it's cold now, but eventually it'll be warm again, then cold again. Well, I mean, I guess, how long does, like, the average dog or cat live, right? Like, usually it's less than 20 years. And they start to notice a pattern. But I think the other thing, too, is that I feel like humans notice these kinds of patterns because, like, we do, like, agriculture and stuff. And, like, the season is extremely important for stuff like that. Whereas I guess maybe for animals there's a season of, like, more food and less food. But, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe the... If it doesn't really affect anything other than the temperature, then, like, I guess maybe they wouldn't really be paying attention. 15 to 20 years right about now. Oh, yeah, but isn't that... To be fair, isn't that for, like, in captivity? Like, I don't know if, like, stray cats have that kind of lifespan. And you know what? Now that I think of it, indoor cats probably wouldn't notice the changes in weather because they don't go outside. They don't go outside to experience it. I mean, certain animals, like deer, less food to eat, so less carnivores eat. It's all one big system. That's true. But, like, it's not like with agriculture where, like, it's like, okay, here's the season where we plant the corn. If we don't plant the corn now, the corn doesn't grow. And here's the season where we harvest the corn. And this is the only time of year where you can harvest the corn, you know? Oto. Yeah, Iggy really wants to talk about hot dogs. Is stream having occasional hiccups? It says I dropped frames a couple times. That might have been when I was, like, loading in that one model. That might have been when I was loading in that one heavy model. Yeah. But yes, hello, Zully. Hot dog time. Outdoor cats have much shorter lifespans, but I'm not sure by how much. Yeah, I know... Because it's just, like, environmental hazards, right? Like, if your cat doesn't go outside, then it never needs to really be worried about, like, getting hit by a car or something, right? It buffered just a moment ago. Okay. Maybe that was the dropped frames? Let's go to Zhong and see if it fixes that. Let's see if Zhonging fixes that. 2 buffers in total so far. 2? Unbelievable. Okay. Alright. 59285. 59285. I shall pin it. It has been pinned. I shall also pin it on YouTube. It has been pinned. Verily. Verily, it has been pinned. Buffer so good, they made Buffer 2. I'm doing the jump. I'm doing the Peggle 2 jump. Honestly, I feel like Peggle 2, again, Peggle 2 has just been, like, infected my brain. Every time I see, like, anything 2 now, that just, like, instantly what I'm thinking about is Peggle 2. Peggle 2. I think the Peggle 2 video is especially funny to me because, like, I didn't know what Peggle was the first time I saw it. So I was like, oh, okay, it's a funny reaction because the guy's jumping and then he just leaves the stage. And that's why it's funny. And then I found out what Peggle is, and I'm like, oh, wait, all that for Peggle 2? Peggle 2. Yes, hello Inanora and Punk Asian. I'm not gonna give in to Ichihime peer pressure this week, though. I know I did it last week, I'm not doing it this week. I will maintain my individuality. I will maintain it. See? Punk Asian will also not give in to peer pressure. We will maintain individuality. I will not give in. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm like, have I ever consciously given in to peer pressure? Because I feel like don't give in to peer pressure was like something that was like drilled into me as a kid. But usually that was always about like, I don't know. I feel like as a kid when they were all just like, don't give in to peer pressure, they just kind of like assume your peers are doing something bad. Like they always assume that it's like your peers are doing like drugs or something. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I've been like all my friends in high school, all my peers were like gifted students. I think I like got peer pressured into taking an unnecessary math credit in high school. I feel like I was like, oh man, all my friends are taking math. Now I'm gonna look stupid if I don't take math. So I just took the easiest math course that I could, despite the fact that I was at a point where I no longer needed to take any more math credits. Ichihime Suber is the best emo. Oh, like the big thumbs up? The Ichihime thumbs up? Alright. Let's go. Hello, Science McLovin. You're more of an obstinate type? I don't know. I'm just like... I think I did a few times. Yeah, like... Because, like, I'm trying to think of, like, have I ever given in to peer pressure? Like, consciously? Like, I was like, man, all my friends are doing this, I better do it too. It's tough being a math... a math addict? A math addict? I don't know. It's like I said, I mean, maybe it's just because, like, I didn't have peers that really did bad things. Or at the very least, if they did do bad things, then they didn't really care if I did them or not, you know? Like, I don't know. I went to school with a bunch of relatively well-behaved children, I think. I think teenage boys are more susceptible because it's like, hey, do this thing that will 100% hurt. Like, no, the girl you like is watching. Bet. I don't know. I think for well, I don't know. I think it exists for girls too, but it's a different flavor, I think. Like, I'm trying to think for like peer pressure for girls. I mean, I feel like a lot of it has to do more with like, I guess maybe it's not really peer pressure. Because I was gonna say, like, oh, it's like the pressure to, like, you know, be pretty and well put together and like, but then I'm like, you know what? No, not necessarily, because, like, I wouldn't say that pressure comes from your peers, right? That comes from other places. Jonging your peanorts again. The jongler. It's not usually consequential, so telling kids not to give into it wasn't that helpful. Yeah, it's not really conscious, you're right. Well, I think it's also, too, it's just like... I guess you can be aware of peer pressure and still fall for it. But also, like, I don't know. I feel like doing things... Ooh! I have, like, a 3-sided weight. I love that. I mean, it's not a big hand, but, like, having a 3-sided weight is just like, yes, yes, put down my tiles, put down my tiles. Okay. Yeah. Pressure from your piece, probably a good thing. But-umts. But-umts. Your peer pressure means you're learning Zhong. I mean, that's fair. I was also kind of well, I wasn't even peer pressured. I think I just entered a call and a bunch of people were playing Zhong. And they were like, do you want to play Zhong? And I'm like, okay, I guess. But, like, I don't know. I feel like going along with what other people are doing is also kind of, like, a normal human thing to do, I think. Like... Because I feel like if everybody's doing something, not always, but I feel like some of the time there is, like, a good reason why they're doing that, right? The peer pressure to get Eggy into fighting games has so far failed. You just gotta apply the pressure the right way. Because you guys are like, Eggy, you should play fighting games, and you say this in the chat, and I go, okay. And then you go in my Discord, and you're like, look at these streamers you like, they are all playing fighting games, and I'm like, oh, cool, good for them. And then you're like, you gotta be meaner about it. You gotta be like, anonymously hating, being like, wow, she won't even play a fighting game. You need to incentivize her with a cute girl like man. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I will have to pick a fighting game exclusively based on how cute the characters are. Like I said, I'm like a 100% aesthetics-based gamer. Like, I pick my characters based entirely on which one is the cutest. When I was playing Persona 5, I remember I would do a lot of physical attacks, and it was exclusively because they made a big punchy sound. It's like, yeah, maybe they're not like as effective as like some of the magic attacks, but the magic attacks don't make a big punchy sound. So how do I know I'm even hitting the enemy? Huh? Play more Zelda or I will cry uncontrollably. Later this week! Later this week. You can't tell me to get a job and then complain when I have a job. She has what she didn't like designs enough for Type Lumina. I mean, okay, my hot take is that I don't have strong feelings about almost any Fate character at all in terms of pure designs. No! Man, I had 2 different tiles I could have put down and I put down the wrong one. Okay. Like, like, maybe if I played the visual novel and I knew more of the story, like, I feel like if I'm going to get attached to these characters, it's gonna be for, like, story and writing reasons and not for, like, design reasons. Because I feel like I've yet to find a Fate design that does anything at all for me. Like, there's pretty art of like existing designs, but like I'm just like on their own, I'm just like, yep, that's certainly a guy. In that case, you need to play Tsukihime and not Fate. It's Tsukihime is where isn't that the one where one of the main girls is just like the like burgundy skirt and a white turtleneck? I feel like that's even plainer than Fate. You might like the newest Fate. It's a shoujo. Oh, that's a Fate, strange fake strange Fate. Is it, like, comprehensible if you have only a vague idea of what Fate is about? Yeah, even I, a certified Fate hater, I'm watching. I mean, I'll give it a try. Would you say it's, bus appropriate? Like, is it something you can watch in public without people looking over your shoulder being like, ugh? Is it bus appropriate, would you say? Do you mind blood? I think the question is not of blood, it's of, boob. Is there a lot of boob? Fate has little fan service nowadays? Okay. Because, yeah, I'm not concerned about blood. There's very little boob. Okay. As long as there's very little boob. It's like, I'm trying to be watching anime again. Now that I have a commute that, you know, I'm on one singular vehicle for long enough to watch an episode of a show, I'm like, okay, I should be watching shows. I think no anime is bus appropriate, but I might be watching the wrong shows. I don't know. For me, it's like, I mean, every so often I will get, like, one show that will, like, just jump scare me. Like, anyone who's, like, up to date with Apothecary Diaries knows what I'm talking about, but, like, I was watching Apothecary Diaries, at the gym. I think I talked about this last year. I was watching Apothecary Diaries at the gym, and for the most part, it's fine, right? And then there was, like, there is a scene, that many may know what I'm referring to, that I'm just, like, staring over my shoulder to make sure there's nobody behind me. Nah. Frog scene. Yeah, okay, yep. We have some Apothecary Diaries knowers in the chat here. Eggy, stop watching lewd sloth in public. I mean, to be fair, it's like, the Apothecary Diaries scene is also, like, not... Like, I don't think either character is even slightly unclothed in that scene. But still, it still feels like something that you need to, like, check over your shoulder to make sure no one is looking, you know? I don't know. I think I got, like, hit with that twice that week because I was reading, or I was watching Apothecary Diaries and I came across that scene. And then I think that same week I was reading, I was at the library and I was reading Chainsaw Man. And then, Hime no chapter, and I was once again, like, glancing over my shoulder. And it's weird. It's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like most people know what Chainsaw Man is, right? Like, people are aware of what Chainsaw Man is about. So, like, I feel like even the, like, weirder and grosser parts of Chainsaw Man, I don't think people would be, like, that weirded out if they see you reading it in public because they're like, yeah, it's Chainsaw Man. But people read erotica in public. You can be stronger. Is that the one? No, it's Himeno throwing up in Denji's mouth. I think it was also because of the way I was sitting. Like, I was at a table where, like, I was facing the outside, so somebody could walk by and look over my shoulder way more easily. I don't know, it's just funny that it happened to me, like, twice in 1 week. Yeah, Skullgirls used to be that game, but they censored it. Oh, what? Not bus appropriate? Or cute girls? I'm not reading Chainsaw Man for sure now. I mean, I wouldn't say I regret reading it, but it's just like, Everyone's reading about gay hockey players now. It's a brand new world. Yes, Canada's current contribution. I haven't watched it yet. It is kind of funny, though, that... You know, Ottawa becoming famous for hockey yaoi was not on any kind of bingo card for anybody, but this is where we're at. This is where we're at again. Ice is gay again. Yeah, I think I saw somebody be like, yes, maybe this is fate. Like, once every 10 years, there's going to be, like, some yaoi happening about, some like ice sport. So I'm like, in like 2036, are we gonna get like something about like, are we gonna get like speed skating yaoi? Are we gonna get what other ice sports are there? We've already done figure skating, we've done hockey. Like, I don't know, is ice dancing still counts as figure skating? Yeah, we're gonna get speed skating yaoi. Yeah, we're gonna get gay curling. Yeah, actually I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. I'm actually, it's surprising that hasn't happened yet. It probably exists. I just don't know about it. Yeah, curling. That was the one I was thinking of. Gay curling sounds great. Yeah, like... Well, like, because curling is one of those games that, like, nobody actually really knows how it works, but it still is interesting to watch. Like, alright. Congratulations, Nanora. You finally got to play, and you finally got to win. Thank you, Punk Asian and Science McLovin. Thank you for playing. I prefer my ice sports. Wholesome, I've been watching Medalist. Yeah, isn't that getting like a movie or something soon, too? GG, rip Eggy for getting double Ron. I don't know, I had like good hands the first once or twice. I don't know what happened after that. Yeah, I thought curling came from Canada, but apparently it's Scottish dating back to the 1600s. Yeah, I mean, it's funny too, because like hockey is actually not technically Canada's national sport. Our national sport is technically like lacrosse, I think. But like hockey is just like the most popular one. And also I think basketball was actually invented in Canada. So, which technically makes basketball more of a Canadian sport than hockey, despite the fact that like we only have like one major league basketball team. Yeah. Technically, Canada even inventing hockey is under question recently. Yeah, yeah. Because, like, I know hockey is, like, it's not the national sport, but it's definitely, like, I would say, like, the most popular Canadian sport. I think it's also interesting because I feel like hockey is, like, okay, I think hockey is also an interesting standout because I feel like hockey is, like, an extremely popular sport to both play and to watch. And I feel like there's a lot of sports in Canada that are one or the other. Like, for instance, like when I was a kid, everyone I knew was like part of a soccer team. Like everyone's parents had them registered for soccer. And maybe that was just like confirmation bias of like maybe I just had like, you know, classmates that were really into soccer. But I felt like everywhere I went, like it was extremely normal to play soccer. But it was not that normal to watch soccer. Soccer is also extremely cheap. That too. But like, it felt like, yeah, it's like soccer was very popular to play, not as popular to watch. And then there was like, I don't know, I knew a lot of people who watched football, but like American football. But I felt like there was more people, I knew more people who watched football than played it, but then I knew more people who played soccer than watched it. And hockey was somehow the medium between, like, in the middle, where it felt like hockey was, like, I knew as many people, like, as many kids who, like, played hockey in their spare time as watched hockey in their spare time, you know? Cute Girls is created by Canadian American in Massachusetts. That sounds about right for hockey. Like, I figured if it was the US, it would have to be, like, you know, the top half. Where all the snow is. Yeah, soccer is good for kids because it's just sprinting for 90 minutes, so it tires out little kids. Yeah, and kids have like no technique and no strategy, so it's literally just them chasing a ball. I don't know. I didn't like, when I was a kid, it felt like soccer. I did not like soccer. Partly because I was bad at it. But also because, like, soccer was, like, really... It's one of those things where the teacher has you do it when they don't know what else to do with the class. Like, it's like, okay, we have nothing to do, but we have to kill, like, half an hour, so we're gonna play soccer now. And I was like, no... I was Nurge Child. I wanted silent reading time. I don't want to play soccer. Egg Floyd edition? You make income now? For the next 6 weeks, yes. For the short-term future, yes. I need to be better with my income this time, though. I'm gonna try to see... I might not totally succeed, but I'm gonna try to bring my lunch more often, because they actually have a fridge here. Because, like, at previous EGGY work, there wasn't, like, a fridge. We didn't really have anywhere to put our lunches during the day. So, there is a fridge at this time, so I want to see if I can, you know, bring my lunch more often so that I'm not spending immense amounts of money on food all the time. Spend your income on going to place in July. Exactly, exactly. I will be frugal EGGY this time. I will spend my money. I will eat out like once a week, maybe, instead of like every single day a week. Because, like, I don't know, with previous EGGY job, like, it started with, like, eating out once a week. Like, I was like, oh, I think I will have a lunch, you know, every once in a while. And then I was like, okay, I will just buy lunch every day. And then it became like, okay, I will buy lunch and a coffee every day. And then it was like, okay, I will buy lunch and a coffee and another snack. And it became like, I was probably spending like $30 every time I had a shift. So I was like, okay, maybe that is not a good way to go about money. Yeah, employment means John will be during the night every week. Yes, for at least for the next 6 weeks. Because that is how long I will be employed, unless they somehow invent a new position for me to occupy after, which I don't think is likely. I mean, it's not impossible, but I would not bank on it. I will have to find other employment. 9 to 5 it is. Every weekday. I have such a normal schedule. Because that was the other thing with previous EGGY work, was that, like, I did get 40 hours a week, but it wasn't, like, the same 40 hours a week. It was, like, shifts were moving around, and sometimes I'd be working evening, and sometimes I'd be working morning, and sometimes I'd be closing, and sometimes... Yeah, so... Yeah. Okay, I am not playing Smart Jong. I got sidetracked. It's fine. Yeah. Beba. Big Beba luck. Who held my tiles? It doesn't matter. You literally just took our points. But... yeah. I guess, again, it's job hunt postponed. It's not permanent employment, but it's job hunt postponed. I don't know what I'll do after this. I like to say, I'm like, I hope the job market will be better in March. I don't think it will, but like I can hope.
Behind the couch. One coffee.
Thank you for... Oh god, my head was too big. I didn't see how much that was. Thank you for money. Thank you for money. Coffee. How much was it? Did anybody see how much it was? I was trying to look at it, but my giant head was blocking it. My giant head with my giant hat. I think it said 8 Canadian. Ah, thank you. 8-ish? Oh yeah, okay. I don't know why you guys can hear the alerts, but I can't. I have yet to solve this mystery of why it's like this. But yeah, I guess. I figure that's a coffee. Thank you. I will buy a fancy coffee. I will buy $8 beverage. I will buy $8 beverage this week. I don't know. I'll have to find a good place. I'll have to figure out, like, what's the best place in the area for $8 beverage. Do you have the monitor stuff enabled for the audio source? I thought I did, because when I check it says it's turned on, but I still never hear anything for the alerts. Yeah, it's about a fancy coffee that's not like the $1 McDonald's small. Yeah. Because, like, I'm trying to think, like... yeah, I think the last time I went to Starbucks, my order was, like, It was not quite $8. It was like a little under $8. I think it was like $7.62 or something. Have you tried our new makeup kits? Yes, I'm wearing one of them today. I wore one of them today. I'm currently wearing the swan one. The swan one. The glitters in it are very nice. I think I need to try it because I was putting it on this morning and I was like, man, I feel like I can't get it to look right, but then I realized I was putting it on in a room with very poor lighting at early in the morning, so I will try to put it on a later date when I can actually see. I want to try the other one though. I want to try this. Maybe I'll wear the strawberry one tomorrow. It is pretty nice and good though. They're very pretty. Again, the glitters are very nice. The glitters are very nice. I need to figure out how to work with the rest of the colors is all. Yes, thank you for those. Also, I got the eyeliner. The eyeliner that I bought because the place I was buying from didn't stock the eyebrow stuff that I wanted. I also bought an eyeliner, which is good because I was out of black eyeliner, so it all works out. Is it the same strawberry I have or another colorway? I think it's the pink one, which I realize is probably does not narrow it down at all. Because I think the swan one I have, no, I'll check after. I don't think it's the same one you have, because I think the one you have is like the purple one, right? That's the one I remember seeing at your house. It's not the purple one. I think it's the pink one. Or it's like a reddish one. Figuring Eggy at 6 a.m. crashing over makeup for work and Eggy Grandma still back in the same after a night of partying hard. Like, keep it down. Good Eggy Grandma. I don't know. I think my grandma... I remember my parents visit. If they know that my grandma is sleeping, they will talk really quiet, and I'm like, Mother, she cannot hear you. She does not keep her hearing aids in when she sleeps. She does not hear you. I promise. You can talk as loud as you want. I don't think she can hear you. Yeah. Mine's probably purple. I think yours is purple, yeah. At least the one I remember seeing at your place was. But yeah. Because yeah, I think my mom was just like very accustomed to like, you know, someone's sleeping. It's like, talk quietly to not wake them up. And I'm like, I just don't think that is not going to be an issue. Hearing aids is kind of a power move. Oh wait, no, puts me 50-10. Man, okay. If you don't want to hear something, you just turn your hearing off. I don't know, I've always thought, like... I know that people don't do this because putting them back in is probably a huge pain. But I'm just like, imagine taking out your hearing aid in the middle of the conversation. It's just like, I've heard enough. I've heard enough. Yeah, this conversation sucks, rips out hearing aids dramatically. Yeah, just like, not even telling you to shut up. Just like, I refuse to be hearing this anymore. Man. It's like hanging up the phone. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, noise-canceling headphones are good enough for that now. Yeah, but it's the difference between putting something on and taking something off, right? That I think feels weird. It's different, you know? No! Put down the tiles I need. Put them down. Yeah, take off my glasses when I've seen enough. Yeah, but it's not quite the same. I don't know. Maybe it's like if you're like trying to like insult someone's like art or their outfit or something. They'd be like, how do I look? And then you just like take off your glasses. You're like, I refuse to look. I cannot bear to look at this. It's not the same aura, exactly. Yeah, plus it just like I constantly need to adjust and then oops, gotta clean, oops, gotta clean. Yeah, and it's like, what am I even cleaning off? Like, I understand when I'm wearing makeup why my glasses would get dirty, but sometimes it's like, this is getting dirty with what? Like, my face, I guess, like face oil. But even when my glasses aren't like touching my face, sometimes I'm just like, how like what's getting on the front side of my glasses, you know? Eggy, I'm going for the worst hand, wish me luck. I don't know if I can do that in good conscience. Back when I worked at a private ambulance as a paramedic, I had this very interesting partner. Hold on. Sure, why not? Kind of dingus, but real solid kind of guy. Anyway, we went to this retirement home and was trying to talk to an elderly gentleman. The nurse is like, he's deaf. So I look at my partner and I was like, hey, he's deaf. And the man looked me in the soul and looked back and started yelling, how are you today? It's like, well, I don't know. I guess some people will like learn to like read lips and stuff, right? Yeah, glasses touching your eyelids, eyebrows, and like, oops, gotta clean. Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, I feel like my favorite time-killing thing at the mall is to go into glasses stores and to try on glasses that I have no intention of buying. Because, like, I know that, like, I don't need a third pair of glasses. Like, I don't think I even need my prescription updated. I'm fine with, like, the ones that I have now. But there's still, like, another one that's like, what if I wanted to just be a different person? Like, I don't know. Like, in December, every time I would go into a glasses store, I would try to, like, put on the, like, narrow frames. Because, like, usually I go for, like, big round glasses, you know, like this. Like, usually that's what I find looks good on me. This is just big circles. But I don't know. I was, like, trying on... Like, I was trying on, like... Think, like, Tommy February 6. Or, like Homura glasses. Or, like, you know, like, the kind of like, narrow... Maybe not square. Usually, they're not always rectangular. But, like, those kinds of, like, narrow frames that I feel like are kind of coming back. But, like, you know, the thing that you put an anime girl in, if you're like, okay, we need everyone to know that she is shy and quiet. And the year is also 2004. Clark Eggy or Nice Kent. I'm just like, it's okay, I'm a different person now. I'm a different person now. Yeah. Practicing with Superman's secret identity once you get powers. Yeah, but then, like, I don't know. Would the powers make me able to see? Would I, because I'm not talking about, like, glasses versus no glasses. I'm talking, like, glasses versus different glasses, you know? Like, which glasses would be, like, my Superman glasses, you know? The Eggy Evening. Hello, Daedric, and hello, DW. And... Sorry, Beba, you're not getting your cool hand. You're not getting your silly hand. I will not allow it. You have to sit here and watch me get 2,000 points. My silly meme hand? You do not get your silly meme hand. You get to watch me get 2,000 points. Yeah, I still have my red narrow frames from 2012. Yeah, like, I don't know, because, like, I feel like I don't look that good with narrow frames, but the other thing, too, is I feel like whenever I go to shop for glasses, it's never when I'm wearing something that, like, I would wear on purpose, you know? Like, I feel like the last few times I tried on glasses, I was in, like, my work uniform, and then before that, it's like I'm in my winter coat, so I'm like, I never really get a feel for, like, oh, this is how it will look in, like, fashionable clothes that I would wear on purpose, you know? It's always like, oh, this is how I look when I'm, like, you know, default. I was gonna get 6'7" in all 3 suits. New Yaku just dropped. Yeah, I got my thick frame 2020's retro nerd aesthetic glasses. Are they like the square frames? Cause like I also like I remember the time when square frames were like, should I open my hand? Well, sure. Like I feel like I I remember when those were the popular thing, and square frames, that I can say. Like, narrow frames may or may not look good on me. Rectangular frames and square frames absolutely do not look good on me. I need them to be circles, or at least ovals. Yeah, like the 2010 nerd is like the Ray-Ban shape. Yeah. Frames as fashion is a rich man's game. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm like... I mean, I guess there are glasses places that have lots of options for cheaper, although in my experience they tend to be like noticeably worse quality. But I don't know. The last pairs of glasses I got, I think, were mostly covered by my work's health insurance because I was just trying to like cash as much of it out before I left my job, but yeah. I like big frames to see. Look is kind of secondary to practical application for me. Yeah, I mean, again, I like big frames. I don't know. For me, I'm like, I've never had glasses that were impractical, and I don't know. I guess I've had glasses that were uncomfortable, but they also didn't look good. I feel like the idea, it's for me, it's not like clothes, you know, like it's not like with clothes where it's like you can have things that look good but not but be uncomfortable, or you have things that like are comfortable but don't look good, and like there's like a limited amount of things that fall into both categories. I feel like with glasses it's not really like that. It's not like, yeah, I feel like I don't know if I've had glasses that looked good but were uncomfortable. Hi y'all, hello Linkstorm, good evening. I hate large lenses because when I squint they touch my cheeks. Yeah, I guess, well, if they suck. I mean, okay, my first ever pair of glasses, it was a pair of Ray-Bans, and they were like circle ones. They were like these like thick plastic round frames. But the thing is like, I didn't like them much at the time. And my main issue with them was that like, so they didn't balance on the nose. You know how most glasses, like they balance on the bridge of the nose? So these ones did not balance on the bridge of the nose. They did not even touch the bridge of my nose. They balanced on my cheeks. Which, it got uncomfortable because essentially, like, my cheeks were doing all the work for lifting the glasses and keeping them on my face. So there was that. But then on top of that, it also meant, like, whenever I'd take them off, they would be, like, marks. There would be, like, 2 lines on either side of my face of just, like, where the glasses were resting. And people would be like, what is wrong with your face? And then, like, if I happened to be wearing makeup that day, because, like, if I wasn't wearing makeup, like, you know, I would take off my glasses and the lines go away after a bit. But if I was wearing makeup that day, then, you know, you now have like 2 spots where like the foundation is just visibly rubbed off. Yeah, it was not good glasses. And I think like I tried to get a new pair as soon as I could. I mean, at the time too, at the very least, my eyes were like good enough that I didn't have to wear glasses all the time. Like I tried to wear them like only when I needed them until I just got a better pair. Honestly, I think I'd like round frames. I feel like women kind of dominated the market all that. No, I see round frames for guys. I've seen plenty of guys with round frames. Again, it takes like a certain look and a certain face shape. But, you know, in the same way that like, you know, there are women who look good with rectangular frames. Ah! Oh wait, no, that's on bodegas. It's not my problem. And I'm still winning. Well, I mean, technically I'm tied with Zully, but like I'm the thing said first, so we're gonna count it as first. Yeah, I had a pair where the nose pads were angled weird, so they actually sat on the bridge of my nose, and the material it was made from kind of cut into my skin and made it crusty, so that was bad. Ugh. I know sometimes though, with some glasses, you gotta get the pads replaced every so often, especially if they're made out of like a soft material. Because I've definitely had times where I've gone to the optometrist and I bring in my glasses and they look at them and they're like, you know what? We can replace the pads for free because like they were like really like, because they were supposed to be softer, but I guess like after a while they get kind of, they harden and then that's when it gets uncomfortable. But yeah, is frame shape supposed to match face shape or something? Well, it's more just like different things look good on different people, right? I wouldn't say there's like an exact science to it. I think it's more just like you try things on until you figure out what looks good. But yeah, it's like in the same way that there's like certain hats that look good on certain people, or like, you know, certain colors, or certain makeup styles, right? It's like that. Pads? Yeah, like the things that hold the glasses onto your nose, you know? There's some face shape guide out there that matches more that helps. Yeah, I'm sure there, again, like I said, I don't think it's an exact science, but like I'm sure there's probably somebody out there who's written some guide of like, this is what's best for your face shape. I'm sure someone's probably written that guide. Yeah, I only had glasses for about 4 years and switched to contacts. As much as I don't know. I've tried color contacts and it took me like 40 minutes to put one in. I think I'm really bad at inserting anything. like, I don't know, just... I know it can't be that hard because I know that like, you know, thousands, millions of people wear contacts and they figure it out. But like, I don't know, I'm just like, inserting thing into eye is scary. Also, I have like ridiculously strong... Well, I mean, it's not like that strong, but like my brow is pretty like forward and prominent in comparison to the rest of my face. So it also makes it kind of hard to open up my eye or to like kind of get that like stretched out enough. Like, because a lot of guides I would see, they're like, oh, stretch out your eyes. And I'm like, I can't stretch out my eyelid any more than a certain point because I'm like, that's a bone. There's a bone there. I can't move that. Yeah. The first week with contacts was the worst. I spent 20 minutes getting one contact in the first time and then gave up on the other. You're like, yeah, if I need to see today, I'll just wink. It's fine. Because, like, I did successfully get two in, like, both of them in. But, like, yeah, that was, like, an hour-long process. Granted, again, they were color contacts, so maybe, like, if I got ones that were, like, more specifically suited to my eyes, like... If I went and got, like, super precisely measured and stuff, probably, but... I know contacts with makeup is also, like, its own can of worms, because, like, if you have a bunch of, like, you know, loose powders near your eyes, then that can cause other issues if you're wearing contacts. I tried wearing contacts once when I was in elementary school, could not get them out. No! I don't know. I think I'm just bad with, like... like... Okay, I don't wear contacts. When it comes to, how do I say this? In a say-so way. Time of the month products, I can only use the ones that stay on the outside of your body. Rest in peace, Bodega. Sorry, we're moving from this conversation. Rest in peace, Bodega. Good job, Zully. You are holding all of Bodega's pieces. There you go. Like, I don't know. I'm glad I don't have any kind of, like, diabetes or any kind of, like, condition that makes me have to, like, draw blood either. Because I don't think I would be very good at that either. Just having to poke myself with anything, I am not good at it. I simply cannot put foreign object. I cannot do that. Every year when I get my eye exam, I hope it's not the year that I have to start correcting for my astigmatism. Because it's expensive. Oh yeah, I don't know. I know there's some glasses that, like, they get more expensive when you have to do, like, the thicker lenses, right? I can't remember what it's called, but they ask me about it every time I get new glasses, and they're like, is it this kind of glasses? And I'm like, I sure hope not. I'm not giving into peer pressure. I'm not giving into peer pressure. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. If the world wanted me not to wear glasses, it would have given me better eyes. Well, I mean, to be fair as well, like, we have glasses because we live in a society where we have to be able to see things well enough to notice when we can't, you know? Like, I don't know, sometimes I think I'm like, if I was like a caveman and did not have to read because we hadn't invented that yet, like, would I still know that my vision is bad? Like, If I didn't have to read, would I even be thinking about that? If I remember correctly, they have implants for some things now. I know a 50-year-old woman with some external pad thing with an app that lets her monitor blood sugar so no more pricks. Okay, yeah. Because, like, I've definitely known people who had to, like, draw blood regularly. Not a lot, but just, like, you know, poke themselves a couple times a day. I remember when I was, like, 10, I needed a blood draw after a 12-hour fast, and I was a big kid, and I was fighting them, and it took my dad, like, 2 nurses and a doctor to hold me dead. Oh, my God. Once again, I think I was talking about this. I was talking about this with Sasha when I was at MagFest. I'm once again reminded that, like, regular blood work is, like, not really a thing in Canada. Like, it's not like nobody ever does blood tests, but it's more like they don't really run blood tests unless they have, like, a specific thing they're looking for. Like, if you're like, hey, I'm worried about this one condition, or maybe if you have, like, you know, some hereditary thing, or, like, again, if there's some medication that you want to go on where they're like, this could cause issues for this other thing. Yeah, but they don't really do blood tests. Like, the idea of routine blood work, where you just, like, nothing is wrong, but they're just checking. They don't really do that here. I've never had blood work done. Like, again, I'm sure if I went to the doctor and I was like, and was like, I'm concerned about this blood-related thing, or this kind of thing that you need blood tests to test for, I'm sure they would book me one. But, like, I've never had one. I don't think I've never had blood taken. Are you alive up there? I don't know. I mean, we figure it out, I guess. Yeah, once you have any condition that requires blood work done, you will just get them regularly. Yeah, I guess it's because, like, I don't have... But, like, it's because I don't have any condition that requires, like, regular blood work to be done. And everyone I know who has gotten blood work done, there was, like, a specific purpose in mind, you know? Like, they're like, oh, I was taking this medication, or I was, like, being tested for this illness, or... they're checking on this condition, or, like, you know, this kind of thing runs in my family. They don't do it just for no reason. Like, it's not like you're, like, perfectly healthy and you're still getting blood work done. Diabetes test, liver enzymes, cholesterol, you'll just find out once it's been a problem for years. Well, because usually there's, like, again, like I said, if you have, like, some kind of, like, hereditary, like, if you have, like, a family history of these things, they might encourage you to check for it. But, like, if you don't, then I guess there's not really a point in doing it. I think there might also be things that maybe it's after you hit a certain age as well. Because, like, I've started getting things in the mail where they're like, have you considered getting tested for this? Have you considered doing that? Like, I'm not even that old. I mean, I guess there's things that can happen to you while you're still young. I feel like there's been a couple times where they were like, oh, I got a thing in the mail that was like, oh yeah, consider getting a pap smear done. And I was like, aren't those painful? And they're like, we have a new procedure that is more efficient, like... Basically, they're like, we have this new procedure that's better at testing for more things. And I was like, oh, that sounds great. And they're like, yeah, but the process is the same. It's still... I'm like, could we not have solved that part of it first? Yeah, hereditary stuff can get worse, or even medication that needs to have its level adjusted. Yeah, but I don't take any medication. Yeah, when I was, like, in the hospital for weeks, I think I got every test known to man. I've also never been in the hospital for anything other than... I think I got tested for one thing once that did not require blood to be drawn. It was for something else. And then, like, I guess visiting people. Yeah, I've never, to be fair, you know what I think it might be? Some of it is just generally being healthy, but I think some of it is also that I did not play sports as a kid. Because like everybody I knew who played sports as a kid was just like constantly getting like sports related injuries. Like I did not play any sports, and I think that might also be responsible for that. It's like I did not get concussions. I did not break bones. I don't think I even sprained an ankle. I don't know, I fell off my bike once. Or I crashed my bike into somebody else once. But I was fine. I don't know, I think we were both fine. I think the person I crashed into suffered greater injuries than I did. I don't really remember exactly what happened. I was like 8. But I don't think it was like anything like completely debilitating. But yeah, speaking of sports, I have 3 breaks and 2 sprains on my right ankle alone. I've never, again, I'm like, my friends invite me to go play squash with them. I'm not moving much today, I can barely move. My muscles are so sore everywhere. He did not sports. He has not sportsed since childhood. 8-year-old DUI. No, okay, from what I remember, I was like, so I was riding my bike with my dad, and we were like going down a hill, and I think I crashed into somebody because like, you know, we were going downhill, so I kind of lost control. It was like a fairly steep hill, so like I lost control of the speed, and then I like crashed into a guy who was going in the other direction. That's what it was. Classic dad activity. Well, I don't know. It was also too, we were on our bikes for a really long time. I think my dad that day, he's like, what if I just took her for like the longest bike ride ever? So yeah, basically he was like, okay, we're going on a bike ride. And then we just kept going and going and going and going until I crashed into a guy. And then my dad's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have gone that long. No! Boom. Okay, it could have been worse. I'm in last now, but like it could be worse. Sometimes go swimming, but not that often. Last time I was active sports was when I was trying to grind better grades in PE classes in high school. Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys have to take phys ed the whole way through? Because I think here it's only a requirement in grade 9. And then after that it's optional. Which is probably for the best because I also did not care for phys ed. Sounds like my first time sketching on a skateboard. Way faster than I'd ever been, and I freaked out. My only time. Oh. Did you crash into a wall? Or did you crash into another guy? I grew up on a circle street and I made it all the way on my bike, no training wheels for the first time, only to slam into the house mailbox. I don't know. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess I did ride my bike quite a bit as a kid. I seem to remember, I have like a memory of like running my bike, like just going, like bumping directly into a telephone pole and falling over. And then, like there was a guy across the street I remember seeing, and like, I think he was probably, I don't think he lived there. I think he was doing like landscaping for somebody across the street. Because I remember he just like looked at me and then just like went back to whatever work he was doing. I was like, come on, as I like was like, you know, pulling up my bicycle and like hobbling my way back up the street. I also remember, I also once I was riding my bike and I fell off my bike and I think I managed to scratch out my leg in a way that made me unable to wear pants for several days. Like I got like this really big scrape, but it was like on my thigh, like it was on like the upper thigh. So basically I was like exclusively wearing dresses for a few days, which was fine. It was the summer, so it was already warm. But like I couldn't wear shorts, I couldn't wear pants because it like hurt to put them on. I'm so glad that happened in the summer. Not that I would have been, I guess I wouldn't have, it's not an injury I would have sustained in the winter, I guess, but Yeah. Oh, I just fell into grass. Yeah. I mean, I also fell into grass, but unfortunately there was a telephone pole in that grass. Yeah, we got to pick the sport we wanted from a set though. I did swimming for a semester. I think my school had that, but only for like after it stops being mandatory. Because for grade 9 it was mandatory and everybody did the same thing, but I think grade 10 and up, if you wanted it to continue, there was like different options. Like I think there was a swimming one, I remember. I think there was a dance one. I think there was also like not a weightlifting one, but like a general just like gym, health, fitness kind of one. They had a few different options. Ah yes, Mahjong the Great Evil. Hello, Lagarman. That was my only A-. In phys ed, everything else is worse. I don't know, I did not do that well in phys ed. Like, I guess they were grading us on participation, largely. I did not enjoy participating. I don't know, I wasn't, like, grumpy about it. Because, like, you know, there's always, sometimes you have, like, kids who are like, I don't want to play basketball. And I would, like, I don't know, I wasn't like that. But I was just like, I don't want to play basketball. Like, it's like, I don't know, I was not good at sports, and I also did not enjoy doing them. And those things are probably linked, but I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, I feel like even if I was, like, better at sports, I still don't think I would have enjoyed them that much. Yeah. I did scrape up all along the side of my right forearm once. That's why I learned the difficult lesson of how much alcohol stinks. Oh no! Yeah, you're like having it cleaned off and you're like, ow, 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 ow. But you're a kid and you don't understand why this is necessary. Do you like racket sports? Actually I kinda like badminton. Badminton, okay, I'm trying to think of like stuff that, okay, sports, or at least things in phys ed that I didn't hate, was like swimming, badminton. That's it. That's it. New egg sighting hours. Wow, yeah, I'm currently now employed for the next 6 weeks. So this will be new egg hours for a bit. Hello, Jiup. Yes. Contact sports were the worst. See, the thing is, for girls phys ed, we didn't really have contact sports. I guess, well, we sort of did. Does basketball count? Is basketball a contact sport? Because, like, I guess you are touching each other sometimes, but, like, you're not, like, tackling in basketball. Or, I mean, maybe sometimes you are if you're, like, really angry. But, like, yeah, I don't think we did rugby. We did basketball. We did volleyball. I don't care for volleyball. I am not good at volleyball. But yeah, we did basketball, volleyball, badminton, track and field, which I also didn't care for, swimming, which is fine. Swimming is fun. No, I have fat nerdy kid with glasses. Do not want to play football against a young linebacker. I don't know, like, again, for girls, I don't think they did contact sports. I mean, I know the high schools I went to did have, like, a girls' rugby team, so, like, if you wanted to play them, you had the option. They just weren't, like, required as, like, a part of your physical education. Like, I guess if you took it in the winter, I think sometimes they might take you skating as well. Skating is fun. I like skating. I like swimming. I like skating. I don't like running. I don't care for running. I have a harder time keeping myself afloat than swimming. Well, that's why you swim. You guys didn't learn the egg beater. You guys didn't learn how to tread water properly, and that's why you didn't learn the egg beater. Okay, I feel like when I took swimming lessons, the first method of treading water that they taught us is just straight up wrong. Like, it just does not work. It just straight up does not work. And then you learn the egg beater, and you're like, oh, actually, this is easy. And then you're like, wee. Yeah, it's called the egg beater. At least that's what my swimming teachers called it. I don't know how to explain it with words. It's one of those things where, like, you can only really explain it with visuals. But it's like, instead of, because I feel like a lot of places they teach you like the bike pedal one, right? Where you're like, it's like you're like on a bike. That doesn't work. Egg beater is like, it kind of makes things more horizontal, which means that it's so much easier to stay afloat compared to like trying to like pedal yourself up. Got like 6 concussions in 4 years of high school. The one that sticks out to me, as lineman saw the ball, grabbed it, and ran like, felt like a hero. Last thing I remember was realizing I'm sideways. And according to my friends, I got up right away, and they were like, "Are you okay, dude?" And my response was, "Yeah, why wouldn't I be?" And it's like, that's not good. Football. Again, I have never been concussed, but also I did not contact any of the sports. Do you mean the crawl leg motion? I'm not sure what you mean. Because I don't know how to explain egg beater with words. And I currently don't have the motion tracking to like display it with actions. So I don't know. I'm sure somebody probably has a video. There's probably like a video how-to somewhere on the internet. The egg beater kick is an alternating series of one-leg breaststroke kicks. Yeah, so essentially it's like, yeah, you know what? That makes more sense. That makes more sense. Yeah, it's like breaststroke, except instead of going at the same time, you kind of alternate it. I guess that's a fine explanation. But I find it's way more energy efficient compared to like trying to, because like I could not keep myself up for more than like 5 seconds with the usual like bicycle pedal method. But like the egg beater is fun. You gotta do the egg beater. I think it's also because like at some point when I was a kid, I had like an interest in synchronized swimming, and I took synchronized swimming lessons. And I think that's also where they taught us the egg beater, because like for synchronized swimming, you need to be able to like keep yourself like visible above water, and that's like one of the methods they use for it. You have to get really good at treading water for that. Because yeah, now that I think of it, maybe I did learn the egg beater when I took synchronized swimming for like the 3 months that I was interested in that. Maybe I didn't learn it in regular swimming lessons. Maybe that's why nobody ever knows what I'm talking about when I mention it. Yeah, the egg beater is fun. Eggy in danger. I don't know why they call it the egg beater. I guess it kind of makes sense. It kind of looks, I imagine it kind of looks like one of those like immersion, it kind of looks like an egg beater or like one of those immersion blenders. But yeah, no, synchronized swimming is all about like making yourself float. It's for water polo, synchronized swimming, and lifeguarding. Oh, I could absolutely see it because it's like, again, it's a far more efficient method of treading water if you need to be staying above water for like, because I guess maybe for treading water, usually they teach it to you in the way of like, you know, if you fall in the water, here's how to not die. But like, I guess maybe if you need to be doing it for like longer, you know? And because like in an emergency situation, you're trying to get the person in the water out of the water as soon as possible. But like if you're in the water on purpose, then it's different, you know? Yeah, image search looks like your legs go the direction of egg beaters, left clockwise, right counterclockwise. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I took lifeguard lessons for like 3 months. I don't remember any of it. Yeah, I never took lifeguard lessons. I think it's because like, like it took me a while to, like, I think by the time I was old enough, I just like wasn't interested. I think you need to be like a lot more fit than I was at the time. Also, there was a lot of first aid stuff. I feel like it was mostly first aid stuff. I like skating, can't say I like swimming. I like both. I like both. Swimming. skating. It is skating season. I know there's like a rink not far from where I live. I don't think I have my skates though, or maybe I do. I need to check my like little storage room because I feel like at some point last year I asked my parents to bring my skates. I don't remember if they actually did. Tan Eggy is antithetical to gothically Eggy. I don't know. I never said I swim like outdoors. I think most of the times I've been swimming in the past year have been at like a pool that's indoors. You haven't gone skating forever. I wonder if I even still can. I mean, unless you've like totally lost the muscle memory, it's probably fine. Like, I'm trying to think of like, It's been a very long time since I've been skating, but I feel like I could probably still do it. It is weird though, because I can ice skate, but I'm really bad with roller skating. Like, I can ice skate, but I can't roller skate. They're like two completely different motions. Yeah. Indoor pools are less blazing and you don't have bits of wood, but the strong chlorine smell is a killer. I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of like the smell of pool chlorine. Maybe it's just because, like, I went to the pool, like, my parents took me to the pool a lot when I was a kid. So, like, that's just what I associate with it, is like, yay, fun swimming time with pool toys. But, like, I kind of like the pool smell. I'm not gonna lie. First time I tried ice skating, I quickly realized it's not similar at all to rollerblades. Yeah, also the other thing too is, this is a very un-Canadian thing for me to say, but I actually... So there's a difference between hockey skates and figure skates. The first obvious difference is that figure skates have the pick in the front and hockey skates don't. So if you need to stop with figure skates, you like drag the pick across the ice, but if you need to stop with hockey skates, then you have to like do that whole like going like to the side kind of maneuver to stop. But the other thing too is figure skates, how do I say this? Hockey skates have one single point, whereas figure skates, technically the blade is like 2 points with like a divot in the middle. That's how you have figure skaters who can do the thing where they like lean off to the side. Like that's how they do it. They're balancing on like one half of the skate. So skating with hockey skates and skating with figure skates is like it's not totally different. I have skated with hockey skates a couple times in my life, but I'm way more comfortable with figure skates. I don't know, maybe it's like these are the Canadian genders. The Canadian genders are hockey skates and figure skates. Because I feel like maybe it is kind of that, because like, I feel like a lot of girls, when I was a kid, most of boys, like I don't think I knew any boys who knew how to skate with figure skates. And I knew some girls who knew how to skate with hockey skates. But like... Like, that's what it was, yeah. Figure skate blades are V-shaped for better guide, or hockey is W blades for better grip. No, I think it's the other way around, I think. But you have the right idea. Yeah, woman and woman, yeah. But yeah, no, I feel like that's the Canadian genders. Yeah, but in both figure skating and hockey. Yeah, because like, I mean, again, if you said we're going skating and then gave me like hockey skates, I could probably figure it out. I just would be a lot less confident with it. And I probably would not be able to like stop as easily. The other thing too is I feel like the fits of the different skates are also very different. Like, hockey skates are a lot looser. Like, figure skates are like... That's like corset lacing. Like figure skates were like super tight and like super like well fitting and narrow. Whereas like hockey skates were usually wider. Like it was pretty common to see like if people were like, you know, playing rough on the ice, like it was pretty common to see like someone's skate fly off. Because usually hockey skates were not tied up that tight. But like figure skates, you never see somebody's figure skate flying off. That just like doesn't happen. Like, you want some maneuverability with the ankles. Exactly, that's what it is. And with figure skates, you don't want maneuverability with the ankles because that's how you, like, break your ankle. So, yeah, I know for figure skates, they were usually tied quite tight. But yeah, that was the other difference, I think. Which I think is also why I was less confident with hockey skates, because it's like, I'm so used to the skate just basically being like an extension of my body because it's on there so tight, as opposed to like, you know, about as tight as like slippers, you know? Oh, protective of ankle. Yeah, especially for figure skates, because that's the other thing too, is that like figure skates have to account for people jumping and landing in them, which hockey skates don't really. Because like hockey players, yeah, they're moving fast, but they're largely staying on the ice, whereas figure skates, it's like if your figure skates are tied loose, you're going to like absolutely like destroy your ankle upon landing anything at all. We had a kid whose foot went numb once because he tied his shoes too tight. I mean, I guess that could happen to you if you have like too tight figure skates, but I can't say that happened to me. I think that was also a socks thing if your socks are too thick, but yeah, there's no better feeling than taking your skates off after a long wear. Yeah, and then you put on your normal shoes and you're like, wow, how do I walk again? Like, I'm not sliding around. I'm no longer with ice physics. But yeah. So yeah, I can skate with figure skates, not as much with hockey skates. And roller skates I'm very bad with. I've done it a few times. I know there is like a roller rink. I once went somewhere and there was a roller rink and I was like, I should go there sometime, and then I never did. And you could like rent the roller skates there, so you didn't have to like bring your own already, but like, I'm really bad at roller skating. Reminds me I need new socks. Everyone needs new socks all the time. Having a real Canadian night. It's freezing outside, I'm talking about hockey skates. I don't know. How would you make this night more Canadian? Watching Canadian streamer. I don't know. Have maple syrup and poutine. Are you kidding me? Excuse me? Pardon? Pardon? Sorimasen. Bue? Pardonnez-moi. Oh my god, okay. When I was on the flight back from MagFest, there was, you know how, like, okay, so I was on the flight attendant came around and asked, like, you know, like, do you want anything to drink? And I was looking at the menu and I'm like, can I get a La Croix? And she was like, I'm sorry, a what? And I'm like, I don't know. And then she's like, a LaCroix? I'm like, yes. And she's like, is this flavor okay? I'm like, yes. And I'm like, I felt she almost seemed mad at me. I was like, no, I didn't say it that way to be pretentious. I just speak French. I just speak French. They're like, yeah, LaCroix. She's like, a LaCroix? And I'm like, yeah, LaCroix. I don't call it La Croix to be pretentious. That's just what that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. That's how it's supposed to be pronounced. Can I get a lacrosse? I mean, La Croix literally means the cross. Like, the urge to jump in next game versus being nervous because it's my first time in chat and I got here through a raid over an hour ago. It's okay. You're allowed. Everyone is welcome to play. This isn't like a very competitive... They are called friendlies and we mean it. This is a new genre safe space. I mean, I can't guarantee you'll be safe from losing, but like... everyone will still be nice and good. You gotta think in your Canadian accent so you get the signal that you're French. What, do I need to just, like, talk more Quebecois? Good evening, Iggy. Good luck in Jong. Hello, good night, cat. Hello. I'm having mediocre luck in Jong, I think. Average luck. Only Le Croix, however, it is considered correct for the brand, matching the pronunciation of the eponymous Saint Croix River, which I am pronouncing the French way. Comme il faut. It wouldn't rhyme when people say you're a Croix boy. A LaCroix boy? Yeah, like Mahjong, as long as there isn't a ranking system. Yeah, I haven't touched ranked in, like, months. Because I feel like every time I go into ranked, I, like, play one game and I remember why I don't play ranked. Just start cursing in French. Like, it's pronounced LaCroix. Excusez-moi. Moi, je parle français. Et ici au Canada, c'est La Croix. On sait pas c'est quoi LaCroix.
Crow.
Good, it's not just me. Yeah, like my title still says adept, and I don't think that's due to lack of skill. I think that's just due to lack of going back into ranked, where that would actually move up my rank. I'm not an enjoyer of La Croix. I don't like seltzer water with 2 atoms of flavor. Well, to me it depends on the flavor. Like, not all sparkling water is created equal. I've had some absolutely abysmal sparkling water, but to me it depends. Like, I feel like most fruit flavors are fine. I think when you try to venture outside of that, it gets worse. Once I had a sparkling water at some point last year, that was like, okay, so I was at my aunt's house and she had like she really liked sparkling water, so she had like a whole bunch of different flavors, and there was one I saw that was like cream soda, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll give that a try. It was one of those things where like the taste was too strong to really feel like sparkling water, but also it was not strong enough to taste like pop. So it just kind of tasted like watered down. It tasted like watered down cream soda. I did not care for it. I did not care for it at all. Like, it wasn't like the worst thing ever, but it's just like, I just don't think cream soda is like the kind of flavor you're supposed to have for something that isn't sweetened, you know? Blech. Wow, water snub over here. Okay, then you try the cream soda water. I'm sure you'll say the same thing. I'm gonna have to give up something, but... But yeah, bubbly's good. Yeah, bubbly's fine. My parents really like bubbly. Whenever I go over to their place, it's like fully stocked fridge full of bubbly. You catch that, Redeem? Ah, ok. Désolé. Je l'ai pas vu. C'est quoi? C'est quelle heure? C'est 9h53. Alors, jusqu'à 9h58. Jusqu'à 9h58. Dommage. What is happening? Je dois parler français maintenant. Nana a fait le redeem, alors il faut que je parle français jusqu'à 9h58. Heureusement, mon emploi maintenant, je ne dois pas parler français. Parce que chaque fois que j'ai une entrevue pour un emploi, c'est toujours comme, je dis sur mon CV, oh, je peux parler français. Et puis, il y a toujours une question à l'entrevue où je dois parler français. Et chaque fois, je l'échoue majeurement. J'oublie tout mon français. Et puis, ça revient après l'entrevue quand c'est plus utile. Alors, heureusement, cet emploi, je dois pas parler français, vraiment. Oh là là! Omelette de fromage. Spontaneously becomes French sometimes. The doctors can't figure it out because she won't let them do a blood test. Je défends français parce que tout le monde m'a dit de devenir français. Aussi, on n'a pas besoin de me tester pour français. C'est déjà dans mon sang. Ma mère vient du Québec. On n'a pas vraiment besoin d'un test pour ça. Je trouve aussi, quand je parle avec mes oncles et mes tantes sur le côté de ma mère, je trouve que mon accent, ça change complètement. Parce que quand je parle comme ici, quand je suis seule ou au travail, je trouve que mon français, c'est plus ontarien, mais quand je parle avec des gens au Québec, mon accent, ça devient complètement québécois. Mais je l'ai vu, ce type de phénomène avec l'accent, ça passe avec des autres groupes. Comme j'ai vu des personnes des Philippines qui parlent ou ils ne parlent pas tagalog, mais quand s'ils ont des familles qui parlent tagalog, quand ils parlent, leur accent change complètement. I was about to say, did you see a French speaker use oulala unironically? Non, je l'ai utilisé, l'utilisé avec ironie. Avec ironie. Non, omelette de fromage. Ben, je sais pas si vraiment. Je sais pas si on utilise. Est-ce qu'on utilise oulala vraiment? Je crois pas qu'on vraiment on utilise. On n'utilise pas oulala vraiment. Je sais pas, c'est quoi comme l'équivalent en anglais de oulala? Parce que je trouve que oulala, c'est comme. C'est comme quelque chose qu'on dit stéréotypiquement en français, mais c'est quoi en anglais? Parce que c'est pas vraiment comme oh my god, parce que tout le monde en anglais utilise oh my god chaque jour. Ouh là là. Il y a probablement une phrase en anglais qui est assez. I've heard continental French. Peut-être, oui, peut-être que c'est quelque chose qui est plus commun dans les autres pays. Parce que je trouve pas que c'est vraiment commun au Québec, mais. Ou au Canada. Mais peut-être. Ouh, Tsumo. Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Oui, mais oui, peut-être c'est quelque chose qui existe plus en France. Sacré bleu. Je sais pas. Ok. Je sais pas si on utilise sacré bleu vraiment, mais il y a toutes sortes de mots. Comme tous les mauvais mots en français, ils sont toujours des choses qui sont comme religieux. Comme c'est toujours sacré ou c'est toujours. C'est quoi? Ben, peut-être c'est un peu comme en anglais avec comme. Avec comment on dit en Angleterre avec comme bloody. Okay, c'est 9h58. Okay, we're switching back to English. Like maybe it's like how in English you have like bloody, but that's like British English. I remember seeing it like reading somewhere. It's like, oh yeah, all like so many English swear words are about like sex or body parts, and a lot of French swear words are about like church and religion. Oh, because like what's the stereotypical Canadian, like French Canadian swear word is like tabarnak, which is that comes from like tabernacle. That's like another religious swear word. Yeah, like the French ones are all like religion and church related stuff. Because like even like sacré bleu, like sacré is like sacred, right? Why? I don't know. There is absolutely probably some historical and societal reason for it, but yeah. Or it's like how in the UK it's like you have like bloody, and like that's like a thing you add when you're mad at something. But it's like, yeah, that's like violence, you know? Tabernacle's like a camp tent? No, isn't that like... Isn't tabernacle... I'm pretty sure that's like some kind of like temple, I think. Like in the Bible. You know, going on a rant is not helping the non-French speakers. Well, then why did you ask for the French? Why did you ask for the French? You guys don't get to redeem the French redeem and then complain that I speak French when you redeem the French redeem. Me when I tell the streamer to do something and she does it. Oh my god. I keep thinking about that, like, what's that one... I keep seeing this one post of, like... It's a screenshot from, like, what's that one show about the guys who run a restaurant where there's, like, somebody made a post that's, like, the guy looking, like, super panicked. It's like, oh god, somebody ordered food from my restaurant and now I have to make it. I think about that a lot. Oh god, I asked the streamer to do something and now she's going to do it. We? You know, we. I mean, Nanora requested it, so Nanora is now like the voice of all eggplants, I guess. Can be also just box and alter a similar portable thing. Oh no, the consequences of my actions. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, no, French swear words, a lot of it is like church related. I mean, I guess we also kind of have that in English because we still kind of use like Jesus Christ as a swear word. Although, I don't know, I guess it's like a less... I guess it's kind of like a less bad swear word because like people don't usually censor it, you know? The same way you might censor other swear words. 5 minutes de français encore. Bon, jusqu'à 10h06. Je vais boire un peu de l'eau. Un peu d'eau. Ah! Ouh là là! Ok, c'est pas vraiment ouh là là encore, mais on est proche à ouh là là. Ah. Damn is a church swear. Vrai! Vrai! Est-ce que je peux avoir un vrai dans le chat? Chat, can I get a vrai? More baguette time, oui. Le pain. C'est temps pour le vrai. Vrai! Ouh! Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Encore une fois! Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Voyons. Ouais. Ouais. These routines are funny, they're also incredibly inconvenient. Peut-être dans le futur, je peux le changer à comme 2 minutes de français. Peut-être 5 minutes, c'est trop long. You make a 20k redeem where we make you speak English again. le anti-French redeem. Génial! Vrai. 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 I'm taking out my hearing aids. That'd be a good point sync. Vrai! Vrai! C'est un peu long quand on parle pas la langue, mais c'est un peu cher aussi. Oui, mais peut-être que je dois le faire encore plus cher. Tout le monde, vous avez trop de points. Vous avez trop de points. Il n'y a aucune raison que vous devrez avoir ce nombre de points. Je sais pas combien de points vous avez, mais c'est trop. C'est trop. I miss being good at French. Ben, tu peux devenir French Josu, si vous voulez. J'ai oublié de comment dire ça en français, alors je suis allée au japonais. French Josu. Ouais, learn some French by osmosis from the French routines, peut-être. Ben, anglais et français, si vous parlez anglais, français c'est pas trop difficile à apprendre. Si vous avez déjà appris espagnol, c'est vraiment pas difficile de tout. Oui. Ouh là là. Ouh là là. Ouh là là. How many Germans are currently here and awake out of their time zone? Ben, je suis pas en allemand. Je sais pas. Hojozu. Ben, ok, parfois il y avait des temps, il y a parfois des temps où je parle japonais et puis je commence à parler français. Parce que c'est comme mon cerveau, c'est comme, ok, on parle une langue, c'est pas notre langue maternelle, c'est pas l'anglais. Alors, qu'est-ce que c'est? Et puis, je commence à mélanger mes autres langues. Parce que il y avait un temps que j'ai fait une présentation en université. Et puis, à la fin des présentations, il y avait un temps pour comme demander des questions, comme un Q&A. Et puis, quelqu'un m'a demandé une question en japonais. Et puis, j'ai répondu avec oui. Oui. Mais il y en a aussi des temps où je parle français et puis je commence à parler japonais parce que c'est comme... Je sais que c'est une langue qui n'est pas ma langue maternelle. Il y a trop d'autres options. Il y en a seulement deux. Ouh là là! Ouh là là! Alright, it's 10:06. We're back to English. Mon Dieu. She's winning. Elle gagne. Deutschland werde erbannt. I don't know if I read that right. I understood Espanol. I am now French fluent. Well, I don't know. Spanish is pretty close to French. If you know one of them, learning the other one will be significantly easier. Except for the A was pretty good. Okay, so I got the W pronunciation right. Because, like, the A... I'm not really sure how the umlauts work in German. Like, French has umlauts too, but, like, they're not super common. They're pretty rare. I can only think of a couple words that use them. Yeah, I don't know what French or English equivalent is that sound. A is like the... It's like the a, he, e. And, okay. So it would be like, Deutschland werde erwähnt. Erwähnt? Erwähnt. 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 Handsche. Handsche. Mrs. Worldwide. It's fine, I didn't need that one anyway, it's fine. Everything else was off. No! I don't know. I think once Bodega had me read, because she had a bag of like Bustelo coffee, and she asked me, she's like, read the Spanish part off the side, and I did, and she was like, it sounds French. Like, you're not reading it wrong, but it sounds French. Which, I mean, when I've seen her try to read things in French, it's the other way around, where I'm like, it's not wrong, but like, it's Spanish. You're reading this Spanishly. Like, yeah, when there's a con last year, I found out there's a whole Discord for people that play Rishi Mahjong in the German-speaking regions. Interesting. That makes sense that would exist, though. It's curious how people organize, and that's how I found out. It's always a Discord server. It's always a Discord server. It's funny, your pronunciation is super thick French accent, but still good pronunciation generally. Interesting that it would be French. Maybe it's just like my brain is like, because French is like the first, like, European language, maybe French is just like, every time I speak like a European language other than English, French is just like what my brain defaults to for pronunciation. Like, I did Japanese and French in high school. My French teacher said I spoke Japanesely. Speaks French Japanesely. I thought the closest group to me is inactive, just to learn that not only are they still active, they communicate via line of all things. Oh, so then they have fun stickers. That's fun. Yeah. I did Japanese and French in high school. My French teacher said I spoke Japanesely. No, I didn't have Japanese classes in high school. All right. Good job, corporate. Rest in peace, DWEU. I need to stretch and drink water. Hold on. Oh my god. My posture has been... I'm still on, like, the fool's errand of trying to make this desk and chair comfortable for me. So, like, I feel like lately I'm like, okay, what if I move the chair down? And then I move the chair down. And then I'm like, oh, right, I remember why I moved the chair down. And I moved the chair up. And then I'm like, wait a second, this is too high. Now I can't fit my legs under the desk. New problems. So, yeah. Hold on, I should drink some water. I haven't been drinking a ton of water. Oh, and thank you, Busker, for sprouting. Thank you. Cushion time? No, okay, so the problem is that the desk isn't very tall. So, like, I can't... I mean, honestly, there's so much stuff under the desk, like, you know, like the computer. Even if I wanted to put my legs under the desk, I can't. So yeah, I cannot sit ergonomically in this chair. Which affects how long I can sit in it. Because, like, I don't know. I remember thinking once, I'm like, how do people do these, like, really long 8-hour streams? And then I realized that I'm like, people have a chair that they're willing to sit in for 8 hours. I think if I sat in this chair for 8 hours, my body would probably hurt in some capacity afterwards. But yes. Time for walk. Enjoy your walk, corporate lobbying group. Have fun lobbying those corporations. Excuse me. But yeah. I'm going ooh, 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 ooh. And then when I'm going ooh, 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 then I play Zhong worse. Unfortunate. I like this Matt Eggy. Thank you. It's the Gintama one. See? There he is. It's him. Cave egg grunting. I don't know. Can you really say that there's never been a point in your life where you went ooh, ooh, ooh? Like you just started taking damage from nothing at all? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm streaming in that one chair in Disco Elysium that kills you. I'm assuming you guys have played Disco Elysium before and you know what I'm talking about. Rest in peace, chair. Yeah. I didn't, but this is such a stupid way to say it. But you know what I'm talking about, right? There is a... Okay, I know this chair because I actually did die to it. The chair itself was pretty much a boss battle. I remember the chair fondly. Yeah, I died to the chair. I did not heal up adequately before going into that encounter, and then I died to the chair. I died because I sat in a chair so uncomfortable that I literally died. Yeah, I played a good ways in, but dropped it. I don't know, I need to do a second run. Because I think the first run, I made the mistake of, like... I have a habit when I'm playing games of, like, not understanding what is and isn't urgent. So I have a tendency when I'm playing games where, like, if I'm playing through a storyline and it's something sounds urgent, I will try to do it as quickly as possible because my brain's like, time sensitive thing is happening. You know, we gotta go back to this place, otherwise the suspect's gonna get away or something, right? Like, but Disco Elysium doesn't work like that, really. And neither do most video games, right? So I feel like my brain is still in time-sensitive task mode, that when I try to do, like, another game, I end up, like, accidentally speeding through storylines because I'm like, oh, yeah, no, this isn't actually time-sensitive. You can just, like, walk around and do other stuff. Yeah, worse is when it's, like, not actually clear as time-sensitive. Yeah! Yeah, you're not the only one to die in the chair. It's the chair that kills you. Yeah, at a certain point I just wanted to move on and solve the murder. Well, that's what I was trying to do. I was like, oh boy, we gotta solve this time-sensitive murder. And then I got to the end and I'm like, maybe that wasn't the point. Maybe that wasn't the point. Yeah, even where it's real-time time-sensitive, like in Fear and Hunger, I've never played it and I have no intention of playing Hunger. It just does not seem like my kind of game. Eggy, should I buy a Wii for my Westie/62-year-old former neighbor so we can hang out and bowl more? Old people love the Wii. Has been my experience. Old people really like the Nintendo Wii. It might be a good idea. Yeah, old people love Wii bowling. Yeah, just Wii sports in general. You do have to be careful. I know my dad actually messed up his shoulder once with Wii tennis because he was like basically swinging with all the force that you would need to hit an actual tennis ball, except that like there's nothing there because it's Nintendo Wii tennis. So yeah, you have to be careful with that, but like you can people love old people love Wii sports. Yeah. That person was 40 when the Wii came out. To be fair, I was like 9 probably. Okay, well, not my problem. Yeah, they like to swing as hard as they can. Yeah. Again, for golf, it's probably not as big of an issue, but yeah, for tennis, you gotta be careful. But then again, I feel like for golf, it's also a problem, like, in real life. I remember once going for, like, mini golf with some friends, and I don't know, that group was so funny. Like, I had one friend who was, like, math major trying to, like, calculate the distance, like trying to like calculate the angle and distance and force to like get into the hole and then still failing. And then there was another friend who just kept hitting the ball with like maximum force. Like I don't know why, bro was like hitting a mini golf ball like it was a real, like this was like a real golf course, and then it would just like bounce elsewhere, and then yeah, so he was just like slamming on that. And then I had another friend who was just like hitting it however, like he wasn't strategizing at all and he was still winning somehow. Remember the early Wii? So many Wiimotes through the screen. Yeah, it's like how many reminders to use the wrist strap do we need before people will do this? Nah. Nah. And now it's my problem. Man. I am not McLovin the science right now. Choose your mini golf archetype. The calculator, the full power, the casual, or for fun? The fun, the competitor. The professional mini golfer. But yeah. Remember to use the Wiimote wrist strap. Please use the Wiimote wrist strap. Please attach the Wiimote wrist strap. Like... You've been playing for a while. Why not take a break? It's in 30 minutes, Nintendo. I had that problem too when I was playing Earthbound, because the first time I played it, I was using save states. And the thing is that, like, I was saving with save states and not really saving, like, in the game, right? So, basically it's like, obviously I was taking breaks and I was leaving save states. But as far as the game knew, I had just been playing for, like, 8 hours straight. So I kept getting things as like, hey, Ness, it's your dad. And I had been playing for like 5 minutes that day. It's like, Ness's dad doesn't know I've been time traveling. Ah, thank you, Mixpage! Thank you, Mixpage,
has planted
for planting
Punk-a-zone.
Punk Asian. Enjoy the lack of advertisements. And the egg motes. Why not take a break? Picture of Wiimote next to open window. I don't know, there is something kind of relaxing about that illustration of like the Wiimote on the table next to the open window. It's like, yeah, that is what taking a break feels like. You know? Yeah. Take a break. Take a break. Put your Wiimote on a table next to the window. Your Wii is not thirsty. It does not want orange juice. You know, they don't make those diagrams like they used to. They don't make Wiimote diagrams like they used to. My computer loves 100% orange juice. Do not pour orange juice on your computer either. 100%. Only if it's 100%. I don't think 100% orange juice was not ported to the Wii, so I don't think your Wii will like 100% orange juice. Ugh. Get shadow realmed. Get shadow realmed. Get shadow realmed. Signs McLovin still wins. I am not winning, but at least I'm still in the realm of the living here. We give an Eggy community 100%. I've never actually played it. I know that, like, they very regularly make it free, but I still haven't played it. Yeah, that was a little close. Oh. Was it? Was it? Was it really? I don't believe you. I don't think it was. Yeah, if I got Sumo, I beat Science. He's won against Science. But yeah, it's fine. Zhong is free. True! Vrai. Vrai. Ugh. The shortest Zhong game. Versus the longest Zhong game from last game. Why am I eepy? I know it's from the lack of eeping. I can't believe that doing lots of things and not sleeping as much makes you tired. Unbelievable. I can't believe this. I don't know why we have progress bars. They are bad. It's so Twitch can peer pressure you, even though they're not your peer. So Twitch can peer pressure you into giving more money. Like, I don't actually care. I don't actually care if you give me more money. But, like, Twitch does, like, apparently. It's like 10 p.m. So I haven't watched the Aurora. I will probably not be a whack that long. Honestly. I think I don't know. I might be good for, like, 2 more games, I think. Because I've only been going for, like, 2.5 hours. But I plan to stop around, like, 11. And it is 10:24 right now. So, yeah. I do need sleep to function, unfortunately. And I did not get very much of it last night. But I don't know. Yesterday was a weird day. I went to bed really late the night before, and then I didn't get out of bed until like 3 in the afternoon. And then I ate lunch like mere hours before eating dinner. Like, when I say mere hours, I mean like, not like, I ate lunch at like 4 p.m. and I was supposed to eat dinner at like 6. So, and then I had to like, I did a ton of cooking because I had to prepare lunch for work the next day. And now I'm like, oof, ooh, 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 ooh. So I didn't get to sleep until late, and then I slept poorly. I did not sleep very well. Did some light cardio for an hour, but it was in what my warm body self considers freezing cold. And it took so much out of me. I should have worn shorts and a t-shirt. Yeah, wear a sweatpant. Stop stream at 11 p.m. Doom on the laptop until 3 a.m. No, I legitimately don't think I will be a whack that long. Like, I will probably end stream and then have to, like, somehow stay a whack long enough to, like, take a shower. Yeah, it's trip jet lag recovery on this Japan return. Oh, you went to Japan. I hope that was a nice and good time. Even if you did get jet lag on the way back. Again, when I went, I didn't get any jet lag on the way there, but I got, like, super jet lag on the way back. But I think that was just because of the times I scheduled my flights for. Like, my flight on the way there, when I landed, it was the evening. Like, I landed and it was, like, 9 p.m. So I was able to just, like, go to bed and go to sleep and, like, wake up and be normal fairly quickly. But, like, the way back, I landed at, like, the plane landed at, like, 10 a.m., which meant that, like, not only, well, okay, it was really bad because it was, like, okay, the plane took off at, like, 4 p.m. Japan time, and then landed at, like, 10 a.m., like, I think that was, it was just going to Vancouver, so it landed in Vancouver at, like, 10 a.m. Vancouver time. So essentially, like, I've been up, because I had trouble falling asleep, because when I was leaving, it was, like, 4 p.m., so of course I was gonna have trouble falling asleep. But then, yeah, so I basically landed, and then it's like, oh, well, I still gotta live the rest of the day, and I was just, like, immensely eepy. I was just immensely tired and eepy. And it also didn't help, too, like, when I was in Vancouver, I was only there for, like, a few days, but, like, the hotel I was staying in was, like, close to the highway, which meant that, like, at night I could fall asleep pretty easily, but, like, I remember there was one day where I, like, woke up at, like, 6 a.m., and I was like, oh, I definitely need more sleep. And then I tried to go back to sleep, and I couldn't because there was so much car noise coming from the highway. And I was going, ooh, 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 ooh. My trip home left in the evening, and I was home my city 3 hours earlier. Yeah. But then the alternative, I guess with Japan, because, like, going there, it's like, I guess I left super early in the morning. Because my flight to Japan was, like, EGGY City to Vancouver, and I think I flew out from EGGY City at, like, 7 a.m. or something, and then when I landed in Vancouver, it was, like, 10 a.m. And then when I got to Japan, it was, like, 9 p.m. But I guess it's, like, if I didn't want to have to leave super early in the morning, so that's why I picked a flight later in the day, and then I learned why you shouldn't do that. Like, if you're flying over that many time zones, it's actually, maybe it's better to, like, leave at a ridiculous time in the morning. instead of doing things at a ridiculous time at night. But I don't know. It's one of those things too, though, where it's like I didn't want to have to go to bed super early the night before. Because, like, I spent the last day in Japan still, like, doing things. Like, I was like, oh, you know what? There's still one more place I wanted to visit that I didn't get to go to. So I wanted to do that, and I spent my last day doing that. But yeah. My trip home left in the but yeah, some hotels are like that. Yeah, going there was the same. First flight was 9 a.m., arrived at like 10 p.m. Yeah, it's the best when you just land and you can just go to bed immediately. Yeah, I couldn't imagine taking a long flight and it not being a red eye. I think the other thing too is I'm not very good at sleeping on airplanes. Or in any moving vehicle, really. Like, maybe it's better. I've never flown like business class or first class, so maybe the seats there, I know they have the ones where you can like fully recline and lie down sometimes. So maybe it's better, but like, I've never been able to sleep on a plane. At least not comfortably. I can't really sleep in cars or on trains or on buses. Again, I think it's just like a level of background noise that is just inherent to moving vehicles that just means that like, no matter how much I try, I will just not fall asleep. Also the fact that I am like, usually I sleep on like my front or on my side, which is just like I can't really sleep on my back, which is kind of what airplane seats are designed for. Like, maybe if I like, I don't know, lean my head against the window or the wall or something. Or I guess if I'm traveling with somebody, I can like lean my head on their shoulder, but like, if I'm traveling by myself, that's not really an option. Yeah, never been able to sleep on my back in my entire life. See, this guy gets it. I don't know. It's like, I can't sleep on my back, and even like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like, just like, I don't know how it's determined how you sleep. Maybe it's like a genetic thing. But like, yeah, I can't sleep on my back. The other thing too is I think like, lying down on my back makes me think of things that are not sleeping. Because like, I feel like when you're lying down on your front, right? Like, the only times I'm lying down on my front is, like, if I'm sleeping or, like, I don't know, maybe if I was, like, getting a massage or something. But, like, lying down on my back, it's like, that's what you do when you're, like, at the dentist or something, you know? It doesn't really feel to me, like, relaxing. It's like, it's lying down, but it's not, like, the sleeping kind. I bet I could sleep in a private train cabin, but I'd probably never pay for one. Yeah, same. But yeah, you're right, they're expensive. I don't know, I want to ride in an overnight train someday. It's probably not comfortable at all, but I still want to. Yeah, the forward-facing seats on planes and Shinkansen trains, I just can't hit the zone. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, Shinkansen was pretty smooth. But, like, that still didn't make it easy to sleep on. Then again, I didn't really try. I don't think I took a Shinkansen, like, late at any point. But I remember, like, with Shinkansen, like, the movement is so smooth that, like, I remember the first time I rode a Shinkansen, like, the trip started, the station I was in, we were in, like, a long, dark tunnel. And, like, the acceleration was so smooth that I didn't even notice that we were moving until we were out of the tunnel. And by then we had been moving for a couple minutes at that point. Like, that's how smooth the Shinkansen was. I'm a coffin sleeper. I'd probably like the sleep pods. The pods. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the pods if I could lie down on my front. Yeah, the acceleration is smooth. Yeah, yeah. Like, there might be occasional bumps in the same way that, like, you know, all train tracks will, but, like, yeah, there was, like, acceleration was, like, insanely smooth. Had a 7-day J-Rail pass and made, like, 5 trips. Yeah, I think I was there right after they made the J-Rail pass more expensive, so I didn't get one. Also, I was there as a student, so there wasn't really... Because the thing is with the, like, I guess with the J-Rail pass, like, the The JR Shinkansen pass, I feel like unless you're like know exactly what you want to use it for, I feel like it's kind of a lot. Like, because I took the Shinkansen, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 times. I guess maybe if you count the one that goes to Narita Airport. Because, like, I think the first time I went to Tokyo... No. That had to be the second time. Because I think the first time I went to Tokyo... I went by... I did overnight bus, which was not comfortable at all. But it was inexpensive. And then I came back by... I think I came back by plane, but I took that one train that goes from Tokyo Station to Narita Airport. So I guess if that counts as a Shinkansen. Then the second time I went to Tokyo, I think this was for HoloFest, I took a Shinkansen. That one I definitely remember. Yeah, I took a Shinkansen for that one. And then... I think I took a Shinkansen... No. Did I take a Shinkansen after that? I think I did. I think my problem was that I was traveling with like a ton of baggage. So, for Shinkansen, like, if you have a lot of luggage, you have to like reserve your seat in advance because they need like space to put that. So, that was my problem. Eggy win. Eggy win. Skyrail? Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah. Ooh, need to go back to Japan. Ooh. Ooh. Need to ride train again. Need to ride train. Need to... I don't know. I need, if anyone is going to... pretty much anywhere, I think, in Kansai, because I think Hankyu runs everywhere. You gotta ride Hankyu. You gotta ride the Hankyu trains because they're really pretty and cute and pretty, and then you gotta buy the Hankyu merch, and then you gotta give it to me because I forgot to buy some when I was there, and I keep regretting it. Because they sell like little keychains and stuff of the train. NYC Subway wasn't cute enough for you? Look, okay, look up Hankyu trains right now. It's spelled Hankyu. Look at them up right now, and you will understand. You will understand. They also do a lot of collaborations. Like, if you've ever seen pictures of, like, the Kirby train or the Chikawa train, those were all Hankyu. Those are all Hankyu. But even just the normal ones are very pretty. They're like, they have nice colors. The insides are like, I don't know, they feel fancy, even though they're kind of just like, I don't think they're known for being especially fancy. I don't even think they cost more than the other train lines. I think they might actually be cheaper in some cases. But yeah, they're just normal trains, but they feel so, they're so pretty. But yeah, no, they sell merch, and I never bought some because I was always like, I'll buy some next time. And I remember like sitting on the Shinkansen going from Osaka to Tokyo, and I was like, I didn't buy Hankyu merch. Hankyu doesn't exist in Tokyo. Hankyu trains don't run in Tokyo. They're not gonna sell Hankyu merch there. I missed my chance, and I'm still mad about that. Hankyu Railway is a Japanese private railway company that provides commuter and interurban service to the northern Kansai region. True. So yeah, if you visit Kobe or Osaka or Kyoto or Nara or Takarazuka, yeah. You gotta ride Hankyu. They're pretty. Highly recommend. Finally figure out how to properly pad my resume. With what? With what? A lot of friends in Osaka. Yeah, you go visit them and ride Hankyu. Although, I don't know, Hankyu has... I mean, it stops at Umeda, because I remember when I was going from Kobe to Osaka, I would take Hankyu, and it would stop at Umeda. I don't know how many... I don't know where it goes from there. Well, I did also take... I think I took Hankyu from Umeda to Kyoto. So I know it runs further. It runs further than that. Oh, thank you. I eat bass. Thank you for sprouting. Yeah, it runs further than that. So you gotta. I don't know if it's good for getting around Osaka, but you can definitely get places with it. Mahjong Monday. Mahjong Monday. Yeah. Decided to just turn everything I did at uni into word vomit. Did you touch a WebSocket? Yes. Okay, put it on there. Did you do anything that would generate a word? An important word? Put it on there. But yeah, no, I like Hankyu. You gotta ride Hankyu. Pretty train. Pretty train. Some more water, hold on. Everything? There's not a single good option for me? Man. Ah. Oh, right, no, I remember how Mahjong works. Whoops. If astrology doesn't land me a chance, I will just give up and go back to uni. Just one more diploma, bro. Just one more degree. It'll definitely get me a job this time. Just one more degree, bro. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes that's how it feels. I could probably learn everything there is to know on Earth. I could have like a bachelor's degree in literally everything and probably still not find a job. Ooh. Ooh. Where? A job in this economy? You think anyone can afford to hire? It would be so foolish as to hire someone to do a job. How dare they? Your employer. That's true. But for me, it's a short-term job. They have little to zero qualms to hire seniors. Do they? Do they? Because I feel like here it's the other way around. I also know older people who are unemployed and they're like, yeah, no one's gonna hire me because I'm like retirement age. In my field, at least. Ah, okay, okay. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like here it's like... It feels like the only ages when you can be hired is, like, somewhere between, like, 30 and 50. If you are older or younger than that, then you are not hireable for anything, apparently. The ones that held a job for, like, 5 years. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, like senior staff, like experienced staff, like senior developers. I mean, I feel like that's gonna be an issue in a few years, though. Because I keep thinking about how, like, everyone's hiring for senior staff. Like, every time I look up listings, like, you're right, it is a lot of, like, senior staff. But then I'm like, if no one's hiring for junior staff, in a few years, when all those senior staff are, like, retiring, like, who's gonna be left to replace them? Like, you can't get experienced senior staff if you can't get experienced junior staff. I literally work with people with disabilities, helping them get jobs. In this economy. I mean, it is a noble pursuit. It is a noble pursuit. No, it's not desperation time yet. Hold on. Yeah, it's more of a problem that folks are gutting companies because AI will be the cure and it's not happening. Well, like, okay, I think the problem is, like, I feel like with AI, it's like, it's not about whether AI can replace a job, it's whether the higher-ups think that AI can replace a job. Because, like, I feel like there's been, like, many situations. Wasn't there, like, the thing with, like, Taco Bell where, like, they were like, what if we replace cashiers with AI? And then people just immediately started messing with the AI and ordering, like, 500 waters or something. Like, or like, what was the other, there was like another video I saw of like somebody ordering like a drink and they're like, okay, would you like a drink with that? Yeah, I would like 10,000 waters. Yeah, the 5,000 free water. Yeah. Of just like people putting in like ridiculous orders because it's like what's it gonna do? Not take them? Like, Microsoft and Al are doing that thing again where they basically say the future is thing, and then they're only right because they won't allow a future without thing. Like, shoving Copilot into everything Microsoft has ever made, and I still don't know a single person who's ever used it, is the thing. Like, I know people who use ChatGPT. I don't know a single person who uses Copilot. Like, again, I try to not use it at every possible occasion. I've used it a bit for work. It's worse at Microsoft's own coding languages than other models. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, because like, I don't know, I've never used, I feel like I've never, like, even in my old job, I knew some people who would use like ChatGPT to write emails. I never did because I've never, like, writing emails is never something that I felt like I struggled with. I guess it's just like most of the things that people are like, AI can do this for you, are like things that I'm like, I don't know, I was pretty good at doing that myself before. Yeah. Literally can't because in healthcare. Understandable, true. Yeah, isn't that like a whole thing of like, confidentiality? I imagine that might be a thing for law as well. I do have to go back behind and fix several things. It hallucinates commands that don't exist and leaves gaping security holes. Mind you, these are like 20-line scripts doing tiny things. Now let it manage your privacy data. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, I introduced AI to my family so they stopped bothering me for basic tech stuff. Now they use it for literally everything. No! Yep, think lawyers have not thought about it. Because yeah, that's my concern is I'm like, any job where confidentiality is like an important thing, I feel, I'm like... unless a company can somehow manage to completely guarantee that the AI is not, like, adapting what you're inputting as, like, training data, I'm like, But also, I'm not a tech person, and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm like, maybe I'm just dumb. Alright, good job, White Zora. Back from the Shadow Realm. Welcome back from the Shadow Realm. I think we'll do just one more. We'll do just one more, I think. We have time for one more. Okay, this will be the last game, I think. Last game. Oh, and there's a raider, a raid. Hello, Dofumi. Sorry, I'm Eepy. I'm Eepy. Welcome to Mahjong Monday. This is the last one. You came just in time. For those who are not familiar, I am NiceEggy. I am nice, and I'm an eggy. We're zhonging tonight. I also play other games, but right now we're zhonging. So, what were you streaming? Were you also zhonging? Is it Mahjong Monday for you as well? Dedicated Mahjong streamer. I'm not a Mahjong streamer. This just happens to be the game I stream the most. A decade-long arc with the Zelda series. I mean, I've been told that I'm making decent progress through Ocarina of Time. I've been told that I've been making okay progress, okay? Yeah, Zhong Day. Yeah, it's Mahjong Monday. More zhongin. Zhong to zhong connection. I hope you had good zhonging. I've had pretty good zhonging. Today's been pretty good zhonging, I think. Eggy, that's the definition. Well, okay, but it's not like it's the only thing I stream, you know? I have also been streaming Ocarina of Time. I sometimes do karaoke when I have energy. I am a variety streamer. Okay? I am a variety streamer. I stream a variety of things. I am a variety streamer. After playing Majora's last year, it does take a surprising amount of time. I mean, I think it's like, some of it is just like, I know the controls better now because I played Majora. So there's probably things that I would have struggled with if I was playing Ocarina first, but because I didn't, then I'm like, okay, I'm progressing a little better. I'll zhong again, but want someone else to have time. Thanks, Eggy. First Eggy zhong. First Eggy zhong. Yay! Some friendly mahjong, some ranked mahjong, a variety. Actually, I never play ranked on stream, but... Zhong. Zhong. But yeah, this has ranked. Yeah, there is ranked in Mahjong Soul. I just never play it on stream because, it would absolutely... Because the thing is with streaming is that, like, I have to still keep yapping because that's how streaming works, right? So, like, I can't just be like, oh, well... Like, in friendly games, there's no stakes. But in ranked games, there is stakes. So I know that if I zhong badly because I was yapping too much, then there will be consequences. Happy Mahjong Monday! Happy Mahjong Monday! Taishi la forêt! So Majora's Mask took me roughly a day and 14 hours, so 40 hours. Did you play it all in one sitting? Yofume Raid! Hello, Wolfie! Hello, Raid Stragglers! Steaks. Yummy steaks. What should I make? Because, okay, the past few days I've been eating, I figured out how to do, like, a rice cooker salmon rice recipe, which has turned out remarkably well for a thing that I was making up as I went along. But now I'm like, okay, I can't just be eating salmon rice every day, because then I'm going to burn out on it. But now I'm like, okay, what other things can I put in the rice cooker? Because I guess you can do salmon rice. Tell me more about it? Okay, easy recipe. In retrospect, you could probably do this with regular salmon fillets. I was doing it with salmon steaks because that's what was on sale a while back. And I just had them in the freezer sitting around. But, okay, so basically what I do is prepare, like, 2 cups of rice. Like, this makes a pretty big recipe, but it's like 2 cups of rice, and then just copious amounts of soy sauce and a bit of mirin. Not too much mirin, because I think the mirin tends to, like, do weird things in the rice cooker. So maybe not mirin, but soy sauce and teriyaki sauce, definitely. Just, like, put in more than you need. More than you think you need. Because otherwise your rice isn't going to taste like anything. And then you put in your salmon... Like, I put in my salmon steaks. I, like, split it up into a couple pieces. You cook them all in one piece, though. You don't have to cut them up beforehand. Then you just start it cooking in the rice cooker. And then once the cooking, you know how rice cookers have like the cooking part and then there's like the steaming part afterwards? So once the cooking part is over, then I dump in some frozen edamame and then just like let those thaw in there. And then after the steaming phase of the cooking rice is done, then I just go in with the rice paddle and I just like mix it all up. Like kind of try and like break up the salmon. And then you have your yummy salmon rice. I think doing it with the salmon steaks has its pros and cons, because on one hand, sometimes there are bones, and on the other hand, salmon steaks are kind of like fatty, so that kind of like the fat kind of like melts into the rest of the recipe, and it makes it nice and fatty and yummy. So yeah, the salmon is in there the whole time. Yes. Not rice cooker, but you can do the Greek yogurt lotus Biscoff thing that people are hyping up. The what? I don't use TikTok that much anymore. The what? I have tuna steaks. I don't know. Maybe it works with that. Because I don't know how long those take to cook compared to salmon steaks. But because the main thing with the rice cooker thing is like there are certain meats that don't really work for that, because then you're gonna like overcook them if you put them in there for the whole time. Yeah. Like eating smoked salmon like it's sashimi. Good. That's the correct... Good. Good take. Be well, eggy plants. Oh, are you going to sleep? Yeah, good luck, have fun. Oh, see you, Taishi. Have a good evening. Yeah, I'll probably be done after this game. Yeah, people have been putting Lotus Biscoff in a Greek yogurt single cup to make a taste like cheesecake. What's Lotus Biscoff? I think it's. I know Biscoff is a kind of cookie. What makes it Lotus? Are they putting it into like a shape, or is it a specific kind of Biscoff? Lotus is the brand. Oh, okay. Wait, so they're just putting a cookie with like... They're just putting a cookie in a cup of yogurt? I'm gonna be real. I mean, I'm sure it's a yummy snack, but I feel like if you're trying to be healthy, I feel like the cookie is already working against you, is it not? Literally marinate them and treat them like steak. Be gentle with moving them. Pink inside with a good sear is good tuna steak. Ah, okay. I don't think I've made tuna steaks before. Fish tends to be kind of expensive here. Like when I bought the salmon steaks, I bought them like a while back and I put them in the freezer. But like, I bought them because they were like, maybe not a fraction, but they were like notably cheaper than they usually are. Because yeah, if you fish here, maybe it's just the places where I shop. Maybe there are cheaper places to buy fish and I just haven't found them yet, but I feel like fish here tends to be a little pricey since we're like not anywhere close to the ocean. Put cookie in yogurt cup, let it sit for a few hours before eating. I guess still healthier than actual cheesecake. Fair. I mean, I did have my Greek yogurt phase last year. I need to get back into my chia seed phase. I was eating chia seed pudding. Like, I actually bought stuff to make chia seed pudding. I even bought whipped cream because I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna make chia seed pudding as a dessert, I want to at least be able to like make it look a bit like a dessert. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna put this over fruit, and I should put a little tuft of whipped cream on top. Because yeah, chia seed pudding was yummy. And it is full of fiber. Yeah. Violence. Violence. No being violent in the Eggy stream. Making whipped cream is nice, but I never had the cream of tartar to stabilize it. No, I literally just have the can. I just have the can. I know how to whip cream. I know how to make like, you take the whipping cream and you whip it, and it becomes whipped cream. I've done it before. It just doesn't keep for very long. Violence is not the answer. True. True. Yeah. You don't need cream of tartar. Yeah, because, like, again, usually when we've made whipped cream, like, I know usually, like, sometimes, like, when me and my family, when we do brunch at home, my mom has, like, a waffle maker, so we would make waffles, and then, you know, we'd put fruit and whipped cream and such on it, and maple syrup. But yeah, usually we do the whipped cream, like, homemade. I don't know, maybe if next time I visit, because I have an air popper, so I don't need, next time I visit home, I'm like, maybe popcorn shouldn't be the priority. Maybe waffles are going to become the new priority. Okay, coming for brunch. Yeah, it's yummy. Well, okay, actually, making good whipped cream was not that difficult. It turns out that the answer is just, like, add a little, when you're making it, like, add sugar, but then, like, add a little bit of vanilla and a little bit of cinnamon to it. And then you have yummy whipped cream. Yeah, after a while it separates. Yeah, but depending on, well, again, it's like, I think it also depends on, like, how long you're trying to keep it. Because, like, whipped cream did not last very long in our house. Not in the sense that it went bad, but in the sense that it stopped existing well before it would go bad, you know? But yeah, waffle. I don't know. I've been out for brunch a couple times in the past few weeks, but, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too picky about brunch now. Like, I went to a place recently, and they were like, oh, on their menu, they're like, we have savory crepes. And I'm like, I would like that. But when I thought of savory crepes, I was thinking of, like, you know, a crepe with, like, you know, savory fillings, you know? But instead they just gave me, like, a plate with other savory things on it. Like, it was, like, bacon and eggs and stuff. And then the crepe, it was just a plain crepe. So it wasn't, like, stuffed. It was literally just, like, a crepe. And then, like, on the side, there was, like, a bunch of other savory things. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not what I wanted. That's not what I came for. Or, like, I don't know. I had a waffle recently, and it was, like, it was really eh. But yeah. I don't know. Maybe the waffles we made at home were really just that good. No, and I go to a restaurant and I'm like, bleh, this is an inferior waffle. Okay, that wasn't too ooh. I mean, I'm in 4th place, but it wasn't too ooh. Okay. Wah. Eggplants, I am very sleepy. I am sleepy and tired and sleepy. Nice tsumo, nice tsumo. Nice tsumo. Actually, I'm NiceEggy, I'll have you know. I am not nice tsumo. I am NiceEggy. Warm waffle. Winter makes me want to be wrapped by a warm waffle or warm dried laundry. Why not both? Eat your warm, crispy waffle in your warm, soft laundry. Let's go! Ipatsu time! Or no Ipatsu? Okay. No Ipatsu. Still a big hand. Yippee! Slippy. But yeah. I mean, you know, at the very least, we're like more than halfway through January. January is almost over. I mean, I guess it hasn't felt very long because I was on vacation for like half of it. But yeah, January, can you please not say that? No, that's a good thing. Does anybody actually like January? I think not. Yeah, I'm fine getting over... I guess 2026 is almost done, eh? No! I'm fine getting over the frozen wasteland months. Yeah, at least take me to, like, April. So that, like, I can skip, like, the trash, garbage, evil weather that hurts me. Like... Can we skip to the part of the year where we go outside on purpose? Yeah. I've had enough snow. I know! I like January because that's when my birthday is. Okay, that's a fair reason. That's a fair reason. Last couple years, February was always exam season. Okay, that's fair. In winter, it's like time stops. Well, I think it's more like every day that it's still winter feels longer than it needs to be. Like, I feel like, I don't know, fall always feels so short, and winter, like, it feels like winter takes, like, no time to start, and then it takes forever to end. Like, it feels like fall is, like, 2 weeks of nice leaves, and then winter is, like, you know, it's like April, and you're like, why is there still snow on the ground? Why? I want to wear my cute clothes now, please. That's kind of how it feels. Why couldn't Canada just have the snow stop after the first week of January? It's like, I don't know. It's more just like, I don't know. We should at least leave our Christmas lights up. I think we should actually all leave our Christmas lights up for, like, as long as... Like, at least until, like, maybe mid-February. Like, you can probably take, like, the super Christmassy stuff down. Like, you can probably take down, like, I don't know, candy canes or, like, nativity displays or something. But, like, you know, at least leave, like, the lights out. Like, leave the lights up so that people can see where they're going. Because, like, it doesn't start becoming light again just because it's January, you know? I believe November winter start and then ending in January. Like, oh, like for your ideal winter? Eggy, what about Groundhog Day? I don't want to be told about 6 more weeks of winter, because you know what? There always is 6 more weeks of winter. I don't know, I actually like the candy canes. I mean, yeah, it's just like after a while, it's like not really seasonal anymore. Like, you can take down Santa Claus after Christmas, but like at least leave up like the snowflakes and stuff, you know? Ideal winter, not whatever we have, which lasts like 6 months. I know! Like, I'm trying to think of like, when would be a good time for... You know what I think it is? It's because like, I think it's that, like, spring never feels like spring. I think the other reason why it feels like it takes forever for spring to start is because, like, even once it starts getting warmer, it takes a really long time for it to feel like spring here. Because, like, there's this, like, really gross period, usually around, like, you know, March, April, depending, sometimes even going into early May, depending on where you live. And it's, like, this really gross period where, like, the snow is melting, but like nothing is growing yet. Because it's like, it's warm enough for the snow to melt, but it's not actually warm enough for like grass or flowers or anything to grow. And it's like disgusting, yucky part of the year. Early spring also means a nasty frost that kills everything. Yeah, mud season, yeah. It's like the world becomes like gray and brown. Like, it's yucky. That was what, okay, like, again, when I was in Japan, like, not to be Thing Japan, and I realized that it was Thing Japan mostly because I lived somewhere that didn't really get snow, so it's not like there was snow to melt. But I was like, wow, it was so wild to actually experience an actual spring, where it's like springtime and flowers are blooming and stuff. And it's happening in the spring. Like, I don't know, it feels like there was more of like a gradual warming up, rather than like, you know, boom, it's warm now. Never mind. Remember that salt you used? Remember to say hi in March? Yeah! And it's like, okay, that's the other thing too. Partway through April, I think usually they send around some like street sweeping machines to like kind of sweep away the salt. But until then, yeah, you're right. There's like also that like really gross period where it's like everything's covered in salt because everything has melted, but we haven't cleaned it up yet. All right, good job, DW. Rest in peace, Nanora. At least nobody got Shadow Realm this time, at least. Yeah, maybe it's more about the area. There's not much nature in the tundra. Well, I don't know. I don't live close to the tundra. It's still really yucky here. It's yucky. And I'm slappy. Good game, got Ipatsu'd. Good game. Get Ipatsu so hard that I fell asleep. Instant knockout. Honkshu. Honkshu. Me. Honkshu. I can't fall asleep. I have to raid somebody. No sleeping. Raiding hours. Who can we raid at this hour of the night? Ah, many people are on this hour of the night. I see. What do we got? Who? Okay. Beba is on. She's doing ASMR. And Zia is on, and she's singing some normal slop. Uoslab is on. Bloom is on. Corpse is on. Hanamimi's on. Meat is on. Lily Hops is on. Nuna is on. Oh god, everyone on Earth is on right now. Thank you for choosing to watch me specifically. Everyone is on right now. Goodness. I think we're gonna raid Bloom, because I think I have not done that in ages. Because it's been a while since I streamed in this time slot at the same time that he was streaming. He is on a break, but that's fine. He will see us when he gets back. I also don't know how long he's been on a break. But yes. Raid Nico if you want to raid Younger. No, I'm good. I'm decided. What is Bloom doing today? Tom and Jerry Game Boy Color games. Real-ish hardware. Okay. Good luck at work tomorrow. Thank you. I'm gonna try to do one more stream this week. So current EGGY lock-in, I think I was talking about this the other day. EGGY lock-in plan 2026. Stream Monday, Wednesday. Exercise Tuesday, Friday. I have Japanese classes on Thursday. Saturdays for socializing and hanging out with people. Stream on Sunday if I feel like it, and I'm not incredibly eepy. Breaking news, local egg zhonged out. Completely zhonged out. Which means it's time to raid. What does he call his channel again? Oh right, it was raid. Prof Bloom VTuber. Alright. We are now... What are we gonna do? Sleeping raid. Sleeping raid. Because I am sleeping. I am sleepy and sleeping. We're sleeping now. It's for sleeping time. It's sleeping time. Time for sleeping. I hope you have a good sleeping. Not slapping. We're not slapping. We're sleeping. Slep. 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 Let's go sleeping. I hope you all have a nice and good slep. And if it's morning time, I hope you have a good slep tomorrow. Yeah. Have good sleeping. Because I definitely will need to. Okay, I will see you later. Au revoir and card time.